their homes with no bag, no water bottle, no lip balm, no extra layer in case they get cold, or hand sanitizer or lotion, just keys and a wallet.
Here's the thing that women tend to not understand about men. Men love to live predictable, consistent, habitual lives. We love to know what's going to happen in our day-to-day. It barely changes, so we know what we need to bring from the house. We know that nothing usually changes, and if something slightly does change, like maybe we're chilly at one point, we just tend to be chilly. If we need something, like absolutely need to get something, we have our wallet. That's what the wallet's for. And our day-to-day usually isn't that different. Now, of course, we change on the weekend, but usually we still do a lot of the same things, football on Saturday, church on Sunday, that kind of things. So when we really change it up, then we start to stress. Holidays, vacations, that kind of stuff. That's when you're doing things very differently. Think back to your father. Think back to any time that you guys went on a road trip or a family vacation or anything. Was your father ever in a good mood? No, he wasn't, because he was out of his comfort zone. Plus, he knew he had to plan the whole thing. He had to pay for the whole thing. The bill would come to him, and that would just make him more stressed. Now, it's not that men don't ever want to change their schedule. We just prefer to not.
Men are choosing peace over women, over relationships, over dating. Women said we'd rather the beer. Now men are telling them to go hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo and let Yogi and Boo Boo pay for them. Today's video comes from Smart Money Bro. His channel will be linked in the description of the video so that you can go check him out. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of men choosing peace over women, relationships, dating, and even friends, because a lot of men don't even want friends anymore. They just want to be left alone. Don't forget to go and follow us over on Rumble. You never really know what can happen on this platform, so go and follow us on Rumble. It will be linked in the description of the video. And now let's go ahead and jump right into the video after a message from Angry's Crypto Academy. So guys, the world is changing rapidly around us. The financial system is on the brink of collapse right now. It absolutely is. People try to dance around the subject, but it's happening. And there's only going to be one way that you can protect yourself, because the ATMs will freeze. Banks are going to close their doors. They're going to chain the doors. Your assets are at serious risk. Discover how to protect your wealth with cryptocurrency. At Angry's Crypto Academy, you'll master the skills to buy, sell, trade, and invest in the most secure coins. Plus, uncover 4 coins that virtually no one is talking about, poised to create new millionaires in the upcoming bull run. Click the link in the video description below to find out what these cryptos are and join the academy today. So, yeah, guys, things are really going to continue changing around us as we go forward. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video.
54 years old, and I don't have any friends. Now, I have a family, I have a spouse, kids, grandkids, have all that good stuff, right? But I don't have any close friends, and I want to explain on this video exactly why. Let's talk about it. Now, first of all, guys, let me say this, okay? Nothing wrong with having friends, right? I just don't have a lot of super duper duper close friends, and I've never been that way. But for me, I don't know about the rest of you guys watching this, but for me, I get more fulfillment and more joy out of having a small social circle, as opposed to, when you were young, you like to have a lot of friends and be around a lot of people and all that. But for me, I just get more joy. The older I get more joy out of being alone more, right? And I just need less and less people to feel good, right? When you're younger, it's like you have this thing. We have this thing in our society. I don't know about all societies, but we have this thing in our society that says, if you don't have, you should have a lot of friends. And if you don't have a lot of friends, something's wrong with you. And this kind of gets beat into our heads when we're in elementary school and we're 8, 9, 10 years old, 15 years. What's the first thing you always ask a 5-year-old when they start going to school? Well, have you made any friends? Do you know any friends? Like, it's a lot of pressure to have this larger social circle of people around you from an early age. But for me, at the age of 54, it gives me personally more freedom and more time to focus on my personal growth, more time to focus on my own hobbies and things that I enjoy and like doing. And it also gives me really more time to think about who I want to help and how I want to help other people. To be honest with you, having less friends really means less problems.
Guys, that's Gen X right there. That's Gen X right there. You know, it's like many of us live these lives where we're told that we need friends, we need to go and have a wife, kids, all of this other stuff. You know what's funny? When we were growing up in school, we always saw the kid that was sitting by themselves, but they didn't seem lonely. They used to get maybe picked on and all this other stuff. It's like, look at this guy. He's so alone. He must be so miserable. And the reality was that he wasn't lonely. He was having the time of his life by himself because he did not want any problems. And this is the interesting thing. It's the notion today that if we're going to be functional adults or functional people, we have to learn how to get along with others in a sense that we must compromise our own values and sanity to make others happy around us, which is nonsense. That is a path of misery, pain, and suffering for men. How many men have thrown their lives away chasing relationships, trying to be a good man, a husband for people who don't even like them? Okay? Most women in Western society do not like us. And they have every right to say that they don't want to have relationships with us, but they don't like us. They may need us. They will never acknowledge that they need us, but they don't actually like us. And yet we are told that we need to go and be good men. Our legacy must be a legacy of sacrifice. Why? Because that's what we were put here for. Guys, to tell a man that his legacy is a legacy of sacrifice and it's about giving more than you receive is to tell a man that he is basically essentially an SLAVE, but while trying to gaslight him into believing that it's something good. It, guys, men, we built the world, we built society, and a country without its men is not a country. It's a country. A country without its men is a wasteland. If you look at what's happening in Japan right now, it's a lot of foolery. Japan right now, women in Japan don't want to have relationships with Japanese men. Even if they say they do, many of them don't. They speak poorly of Japanese men. And the reality is, I am not Japanese. I will never be Japanese, but I've always had, for much of my life, I've had very close Japanese friends. And I understand the Japanese in many ways. Are there things I don't know? Yes. But I am more like the Japanese than I am not. And I can understand many ways of how they think and how they reason. And I am very much the same way. And a lot of Japanese men, it's like they no longer, they call these men the herbivore men, where they're not dating, they're not having relationships, they're basically grass eaters. And the truth is this about being a man. You're put down by society. You're blamed by society. You're shamed by society. You're humiliated by society. You are not loved, nor are you wanted. Women believe that you exist to make them happy, to provide them, to give them things. Your purpose is to serve them, and they don't even like you. All right? And as a result of this, a lot of Japanese men, and a lot of you will go through this yourselves. Many of you will notice this yourselves. Not all of you, because some of you don't learn your damn lessons. But a lot of you will notice this yourselves. As a man, when you are alone for an extended period of time, especially after bad relationships and the stresses that you experience from modern women, it could be even your mother or women whom you've dated or are dealt with, or just in society. Heck, it could even be just on the internet. But over time, you get tired. You get exhausted. Even an extrovert gets exhausted. And you just don't want to deal with it anymore. You're alone you begin to, most men spend the majority of their lives alone. And you begin to get used to it. And you begin to prefer it. Because after you deal with people and you've experienced all of these things, you start to realize, wow, I'm by myself and I'm happy. Sure, I get lonely sometimes, but I remember back to what it's like dealing with people, and I'm like, you know what? I would rather be alone. I would rather find peace, learn how to be grateful for the peace and quiet and the things that I do have. And what happens with Japanese men is that they don't want the stress. They don't want confrontation. They don't want arguments. They don't want any of these things. And, think about this very carefully. Japan produces the most adult content in the world. And not only the most adult content, in terms of the different kinds of genres of adult content, there's either hundreds or thousands of them, which is insane. How the heck can you have like hundreds or thousands of different genres of adult content? So different types of things that they focus on. FETISHESs. So they have all these different genres of that stuff. So it's not to say that these men are not interested in women. No, they're not interested in modern women. They are not interested in having to have relationships and talk. They don't want to put up with the stress or any of these things. It's a complete and utter lie to say these men are not interested in women. They are simply not interested in the women around them. They are not interested in the stress. These same men that they call herbivore men, ask yourself, do these men look at adult content? Absolutely. Do these men do these men have waifus? Absolutely. So it's not that they're not interested in women, they're just not interested in engagement. They're not interested in the stress. They're not interested in confrontation. They just want their peace. And they got there before we did. They got there before most men in other societies did. They're ahead of the game. They're far ahead of the curve. They realized that I can just go to work, do my job, have a nice place to live, food to eat, play my video games, play my Dragon Quest, play my Final Fantasy, live my best life, drive a nice car, have money in the bank, and not have to be with someone who is going to cheat on me, you know, create problems and a disharmony in a relationship, take away my money from me, potentially take my kids from me. I have children. Why? I don't want the stress. I don't even want to speak to these people. And it's common for Japanese to just cut people off and just start and essentially ghost them, because it's men don't need much to be happy. Men are minimalist by nature. Like, look at this picture, guys. This is a picture I posted. I posted over in the post section, and we call this peace. What do you see when you look at this picture? What I see is peace. For some of you, you guys are like, look how fancy this is. All right. A lot of you will say I could do, a lot of you right now will say, I don't even need the chair. I don't need the desk. I don't need the things on the desk. You know, you'll even say, I don't even need the mattress. Yeah, I don't need the mattress. Some of you will go as far as saying you don't even need the pillow. Okay. I'm afraid to say that some of you will even say you don't need the blanket, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you who don't even need the blanket. In There are many of you who could live in this room right now without anything in that picture. I mean it. There are people watching my video right now who will be happy without anything in that picture. Because once a man has a place to sleep, right? Place to sleep, food to eat, maybe a little bit of entertainment, he's all right. And some men don't actually even need the entertainment because they create a world inside themselves. And they find such peace inside themselves that they are happy with just their own thoughts. And they can sit alone and be with their own thoughts endlessly forever. A lot of men don't even need the dog. While many of us want the dog, a lot of men don't want the additional stress or the headache of a pet. They can be in this room with nothing at all. None of these things. You might say, well, Angry, how are they surviving? That's really up to them. But I know men who live in a backpack. They live in and out of a backpack. Okay? How they pull this off? Speak to them. But they don't need these luxuries. I guess that means that they will, like, you'll have these guys who I guess just like sleep in clothing, right? The backpack works as like a pillow, you know, and this is the lifestyle that they live in. They're not dirty, but they've learned how to optimize their living so much that they can comfortably live with nothing, with next to nothing. The backpack is the pillow, you know. The clothing on their clothing on their backs keeps them warm. You know, they might have a hat. They put the hat over their face, and they're good. They're good, and they live like this, and that's it. They may or may not have a dog. Many of them don't even want a dog, and they're happy with the world inside of them. You look, you guys, the the Buddhist monks. These were the first men to walk away from society, walk away from women, walk away from relationships. I was laying in bed earlier and I was thinking about this very notion of how much women have taken away from us, where they want to take video games away from us. They don't seem to realize the more that if you take things away from men, men will simply just create new spaces or go to something else. And if you take everything away from men, men will simply go inside. Are there men who will sit in sadness? Of course. But there are also a lot of men, and I talk about the Buddhist monks for a good reason, who have discovered a world within them, and they cultivate peace within them. It's not all perfection, but once you are able to live harmoniously within yourself, and you develop a mindset where you're just pretty much done with society and the world around you, it changes. Guys, women are quickly, it's a very bad game that women are playing, and they have no control over what they are doing because they are driven entirely by their feelings, not by facts, and they don't like us. One group builds society, the other group tears them down. And right now we're heading in the direction of of things being torn down. What women are doing to men increasingly is pushing men out of society. It's increasingly pushing men towards just giving up on the world and going down the path of the monks. They don't comprehend what that really means because they're beginning to see it where men are no longer dating, having relationships, walking right past women. They're no longer even checking women out. So many guys are no longer interested in women around them. Okay? They'll go home, they'll jump on the hub, or they don't even need the hub. They'll take, but men have their ways of taking care of things. Some guys have no interest whatsoever, though, because here's the thing: if you're not looking at the hub, if you're not around women, if you're not actively being stimulated by this type of stuff, gradually you no longer desire. A lot of men will no longer desire a woman. Look at the monks. Many of them do not desire women anymore because they spend most of their time around other men or by themselves, and they don't have all of that stimulation. And they've learned how to allow those thoughts to come and go, and they gain freedom by learning how to contain those desires. For example, in Buddhism, and I used to study Buddhism, I was technically a Buddhist. You have this thing called right mind, and a part of right mind is basically maintaining a mind of clarity that that helps to move away from explicit thoughts about the opposite gender. And so these men have essentially stripped themselves of desire, where it's not that they never have it, but they allow it. That's what meditation is for. They allow it to come and to go peacefully. They observe those feelings of desire. They don't resist them. They allow themselves to feel them. They look at them, they analyze them, and many of them will eventually get bored with them. And then they focus on on projecting things that are more interesting, thinking about butterflies and meadows, letting go. One of the reasons why it's so hard for a lot of us to let go is because of our environment. Living in the Western society, it's like being in a pressure cooker. So no matter how much you want to let go, it's hard. The average Buddhist monk could never live in a Western society and achieve the type of clarity that they achieve if they were stuck here, because they'd have to provide for themselves, they'd have to work, they'd have to engage, they'd have to play the game. This is the reason why they go and live up in the mountains and live in the forest. You know, people don't even understand the notion of how simplicity creates luxury. For many of these men, what they're doing is they're living simple lives of luxury and comfort. It seems like they have nothing, but they have much more than we do. I'll explain. They don't need the constant distractions of television and movies and games because they're living life. They live in a I believe it's called a monastery. They live in their monasteries. They have jobs assigned to them. They may do gardening, they may do cooking, they may do these different things. That's their job. And they find purpose in the work that they do, contributing to the society around them that they've established. They have time for themselves. They have community, right? They have a sense of belonging, but at the same time, they learn how to practice detachment from everything and everyone. They don't have to worry about how am I going to pay my phone bill, because most of them don't have phones. How am I going to cover these costs? They don't have to worry about those things. They don't have to worry about laundry or fashion or any. Men don't really give a damn about fashion. The average man, I'm not saying men don't completely care, but we don't care like women. And when you're in an area with other men, you shave your hair. Think about this. You shave your head. Now you don't have to worry about anything. So you're clean. Shave your head, shave your arms, shave everything off. Right? So you remove your body here. So now you're clean. You're clean. You're always presentable. The environment is always clean. You're a minimalist. You have everything that you need. You only eat one meal a day. To my understanding, a lot of, if not most monks, only eat once a day. But guys, I used to also practice OMAD, one meal a day, which is how most of the cavemen live. OMAD is a luxury because it provides a lot of mental clarity, and you don't have to worry about eating for the rest of the day. You get your one meal out. It helps with it helps with your stomach, so you have less gastrointestinal issues. You also optimize the foods that you eat, so you really enjoy your meals a lot more. When you eat only one meal a day, a lot of the time I've observed is that I would really enjoy my meals more because I would look forward to the meals that I eat. I would look forward to my food to food time. All right. And I would consume my food over 1 to 2 hours, usually 1 hour, but it could be over 1 to 2 hours. And I would try to eat well, although it can be a little bit hard because lose, you can start to lose detachment to food as well when you do OMAD. Especially if you have things going on in your life, you can begin to just lose detachment to food. And as a result, I could just eat scrambled eggs every day. I've done that before. Like, that's my one meal for the day, and I just don't care anymore. And I go do something else. And with OMAD, you sleep, but you feel better, you feel healthier, you feel better, you feel healthier, you have better mental clarity, you have more energy. It's just my personal experience. I loved living that lifestyle. Plan to go back to it. Right now I'm just on carnivore, but I don't do OMAD. I eat pretty much when I'm hungry. But I'm hoping to go back to OMAD pretty soon once I'm able to. And I don't know, guys. Men don't need much, and women are increasingly resenting us for it. The fact that we don't need much, which is, again, guys, crypto goes hand in hand with this concept, because when you have crypto, it allows you to kind of just walk away from society. It It allows you to have peace of mind. It just does. It's like it's doing its work for you in the background. The value of your crypto is going up increasingly, while you're just doing nothing. And every man should invest in crypto. Every man should have a stockpile of crypto. Okay, even if you're worried that the value will go down to zero, the reality is that it has much better gains than even things like gold. And you should buy crypto, invest in it, and then let it sit as a long-term asset, because that's your future. And it will give you stability and help and insulate you during hard times, because hard times have arrived. ATMs are going to stop working, banks are going to chain the doors, and you need to protect your wealth and safeguard your future with crypto. Angry's Crypto Academy will teach you how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in crypto, and we'll tell you exactly which coins will mint you millionaires and how to spot potential coins to invest in. So don't miss out. The Academy is linked in the description of the video. But what I'm telling you is true. I look at the Japanese men and I understand, because I can relate to them. I can relate to them when it comes to dating. I can relate to them when it comes to relationships. I'm not an introvert. People could mistake me for an introvert. I'm actually an extreme extrovert. But I don't want to deal with the problems of people anymore. I want my peace. And a lot of people are energy vampires. For example, I can't talk to my mom. The way that she can, there's this emptiness within. There's this emptiness within a lot of people, especially the boomers, the whole boomer lead paint stare. And it's like you can feel exhausted speaking to these people. You can feel really, really exhausted dealing with the boomers. It's true. It's just not, it is just not something that I would say is very, very pleasurable. It isn't. Because these people are just, it's an extraordinary form of narcissism. And we see this type of narcissism within so many young women today, modern women, like the modern audience. And it's no wonder that men just don't want to be engaged in this type of thing, because a lot of people will suck your energy out of you. They will steal your energy from you. There's a video from Red Asia, and it's interesting. It's titled "Why Japanese Women Are Now Seeking Foreign Men." And they kind of break down some of the things I've talked about a little bit here, but not fully. But it's actually quite interesting. Okay, and the very notion of going over to Japan and like finding a Japanese woman who wants to be with you, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. We're actually going to check out the video. It's from Red Asia, and I'll link his channel description of the video.
Something's broken in Japan and no one wants to talk about it. Marriage rates plummeting. Birth rates so low the government is literally bribing people to have kids. And at the center of it all, Japanese women who are quietly turning their backs on Japanese men. But why? All right, so there's this idea that Japan is this harmonious, well-oiled machine where everyone plays their role perfectly. A culture of respect, tradition, and duty. But behind closed doors, something is rotting. Japanese men aren't changing, but Japanese women, they are. A recent poll straight up asked Japanese women why they weren't interested in dating Japanese men, and the results were brutal. 48.3% of women said Japanese men have no concept of chivalry. Another 43% said Japanese men don't express affection, just stone-faced, emotionless interactions. No flirting, no compliments, no romance. And if you think that's bad, a quarter of women, 24.7%, complain that Japanese men don't even take initiative in relationships.
Now think about this very carefully. How are men treated in Western society? We are shamed. We are disrespected. Look at how they treat us, and then you wonder why men walk away. Why men decide that they don't want to have relationships anymore. It's crazy. The Japanese men got to it before we did. Do you think that these women were treating these men wonderfully in Japan? No. They were being treated exactly like a lot of men in Western society. They were being treated poorly. They were being gaslit. They were being disrespected. They were being humiliated. These men opted out. They figured out the system way before the rest of us did. Way before the rest of us guys in Western society did. And they said we're done. And they basically dipped within their own society. And now all they do is go to work, eat, sleep, poop, play video games, and live their best lives. They watch the kind of content that they like that is stimulating to them. They have waifus. They have Android, they have AI powered devices where they can interact with their waifu. Okay, some of them don't even need that. They're finding peace and happiness without relationships. And these women are lying. They're saying that these men are, why aren't these men chivalrous? What makes you think that you deserve a chivalrous man? These men don't even want to maintain eye contact. Yes, because you'll say that the creepy guy was looking at me. So now they don't look at you. They realized the best way to deal with women is just not to deal with it at all. They walked away from society. They went their own way. They were sent on their way. And now women are pissed off. And what do? They badmouth these men without even understanding why things went in this direction. This is so crazy because I am not Japanese and yet I understand better. That shows you these women are Japanese. They are born in Japan. I have never stepped foot in Japan. I've had many Japanese close friends, and I've been told that I am very Japanese by the Japanese. Okay? I could just literally be hanging out and a Japanese person will walk up and say, "Let's be friends." This has happened to me in my life. I've had many close Japanese friends. They've stayed at my house, and I've literally like my last very close Japanese friend just was like, "Oh hey, let's go ahead, let's be friends and go eat." What? And I'm just being real, but that is because I have the same character, the same soul as a Japanese person, maybe, you know. So I understand why these men think this way, and yet the women want to act like they don't understand, even though they are Japanese and they have spent their entire lives in Japan. They want to act like they don't know why Japanese men are walking away from society, why Japanese men are not speaking to them, why Japanese men are not having relationships with them. And then they're disrespecting the Japanese men who built their society and continue to maintain their society because Japan is a patriarchal country. So men are the ones forced to take responsibility for everything, and yet they sit there and they disrespect these men, believing that. Let me tell you something. If a Japanese woman tells me how attracted she is to me and how much better I am than Japanese men, and this has happened before, it makes me disgusted with them. Them telling me that, oh, they prefer me over the men in their country does not make me happy, because it's the same type of mindset. I want to go to Japan and live in Japan because I like Japanese culture and I want Japanese society. I do not want a country filled with people who are not Japanese. It is because they are Japanese. It is because of the Japanese culture why I want to be a part of their culture and among their people. But if they get rid of their people, if they start flooding the country with other types of people, the language and the culture begins to change. That it is no longer the Japan that I love. It becomes something else. And we've seen how this happens in other places around the world. And who are the ones who are doing this? It's the women. It's the women. And then when it does not work out, when the countries start to experience hardships, because you have people who are not there to integrate, but that are there trying to change the culture of the country, The women basically then turn around and blame the men. This is the reason why, to have a strong country, you need to have strong men. A country without its men is not a country. A country without its men is a wasteland. That's why the country is now dying. And then, of course, the government is there trying to find ways to get women to have children, including doing things like promoting single motherhood and trying to pay women to have children on their own. That's only going to create many more problems going forward. It's like they're not even doing the math. They're not taking out a calculator. It doesn't take a genius and saying like, oh, we'll give you $3,000 to have a child, and make a bunch of false promises like, oh, and we'll give you like some, we'll give you some, we'll give you, what do you call it? We'll give you like people to take care of your kids for you, right? Daycare and all that crap. How much is daycare going to cost? What is the likelihood that you're going to find people to take care of children? Like, this is, guys, these people, the state does not know how to run a business. The state cannot do anything right. The state cannot do anything. The only thing the state knows how to do is to tax people and incarcerate people. That's it. People themselves have to govern people. The state, guys, marriage, one of the reasons why marriage is declining is because it's state sanctioned. If you want to see a country prosper and do better and relationships be better between men and women, get rid of marriage. Abolish marriage entirely. You could replace it with something else where people can decide what type of relationship that they want, and they can, create their own contracts and so forth, and agreements. Okay, but you abolish marriage entirely. Abolish it entirely. And for example, who gets to keep, if a couple has children, who gets to keep the kid? The parent who is able to provide for it. If the parent who is able to provide for the kid the best, does not want the child or the children, then we can talk about the concept of child support, and even then it has to be extremely minimal. Okay? Because personal responsibility needs to be taken into consideration. But it's the parent who can take care of the child, that can provide the best life for the child financially, has the most financial means, that should get the child, and that's usually going to be the man. But societies are not structured like that because of the simps and because men don't want to say no.
I want to say real quick, I started this channel to show you the real side of Asia, so don't shoot the messenger. I've got nothing against anyone. Take these data points with a grain of salt, but there are plenty of cases and stories like this all over the internet. Okay, so this one woman described a date with a Japanese guy like hanging out with an office chair. Stiff, and not the good kind of stiff either. They sat, ate, walked, went home. That was it. So, what's going on here? Because at first glance, Japan seems like a dream dating pool. A culture famous for politeness, respect, and discipline. And yet, some Japanese women are looking at their own men and walking away. And here's the part that's making people nervous. Foreign men are stepping into the picture. And Japanese women? Well, not all, but many are noticing.
28% Japanese people who were married to foreigners met their partners online. We can assume that those online tools are not just dating apps, but also social media such as Instagram or language exchanging apps.
See, Japanese women aren't just rejecting their own men for no reason. There are many reasons, and you know that I can't talk about all of them since this video would likely get taken down. But on the surface, some ladies are comparing local men to foreign guys. So imagine this, right? A Japanese woman is dating a Western guy for the first time. He holds the door open. He compliments her. He casually says, "You look beautiful today," and she freezes. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
For some of you, moving to Japan would be a dream come true, right? But interestingly, I know so many people from overseas that moved to Japan and hated it.
You meet a cute girl. She looks like she's in her early 20s, my age, and you kind of hit it off. The more you talk, the more curious you are about her relationship status. Are you taken, or are you single and ready to mingle? Then, as you're talking, she offhandedly informs you that she's actually 37, married, and has 2 kids.
Japanese society has some of the strictest immigration policies in the world. I hate to say this to you, but you will always be a foreigner in Japan. And even if a Japanese woman wants to date a foreign guy, The road ahead is brutal, and here's where things get even darker. Japan has an alternative dating economy. Host clubs, compensated dating, entire industries built around replacing actual relationships with fantasy. Some Japanese men aren't even trying to date anymore.
Just to be very, very clear, it's not as hard to date Japanese women as you think it is when you treat them like women and you do not put them on a pedestal. So while it is important to understand Japanese culture, don't let them trick you, because Japanese women will try to trick you and act like, oh, this I'm doing this because it's cultural, blah blah. No, you're just doing this because you're not a nice person. You're a nasty person. Like, you have to. It is so hard. It's so hard. This is where things get crazy. Because I understand the Japanese, it becomes much more difficult for them to mess with me. Like, I will cut Japanese people off very quickly and ruthlessly, and I will cut them off in the way that Japanese people cut off other Japanese people, where I will just ghost them. Yeah, I it's hard. It's so hard. It's because I probably lived with Japanese people, Japanese men, Japanese women for such a long time that I understand, and my personality is very Japanese, that I can understand the way that they think. So I won't tolerate the BS. And, like, for example, this guy, he is like, he doesn't get it yet. He doesn't get, like, you see all these like these fancy traditions, and like, and everything looks harmonious. There is a great darkness within Japan, a great darkness within the people. If you want to understand others, you first should try to understand yourself. I'm a dark person. I'm a very, very dark person. There is light within me, but there is a lot of darkness within me. There's light within Japan, but there is so much darkness within that light. Many people go to Japan and they think it's so wonderful. A lot of those people are very dark. The Japanese have multiple faces. They have the face that you see, and they have the face within. And you often don't realize what that face truly is. It's really dark. It can be really, really dark, and it is hidden. And people see Hello Kitty, but what they really don't see is the history of Japan as a whole, and how Japan got to that point. This is my analysis of it. When Japanese people walk before each other and they do polite little bows, do not misunderstand. The Japanese are polite, but the Japanese are not kind. That little bow is more a way of saying, I mean you no harm. Okay? It's something that has become tradition today, but this is how I would think of it and see it. This is the only reason why I would bow. It's basically me showing respect in the way that, I mean you no. I'm showing you basic respect, but I want you to leave me alone. I mean you no harm. That's where that little bow comes from. I mean you no harm. Because Japan was like the wild, wild west. You have to understand that Japan is the only country in East Asia that was never ruled by another country. In fact, the Japanese ruled over many other countries. The Japanese ruled over China. The Japanese ruled over Korea. The Japanese are no joke. There's a video like talking about the history of Japan. I think they had like a history of the world. They also made a history of Japan, and Japan's history is brutal, absolutely brutal. Okay, so a lot of these men, they don't want stress. They don't want they realize that there's a lot more happiness being away from not having to deal with modern women, the relationships and everything. People see the cute Japanese girl and they think that she's better. They think Hikari is better than Sarah or Jennifer. No, she's not. She just does things like it. It looks different, but they're no better. She's not better. Okay, it's like women are women no matter where you go. They may the face may look different, the style may look different. The brain is still the same. Okay, there are cultural differences that dictate behavior, but don't be fooled. It's like I remember when I remember Sons of Anarchy. many years ago, and Jack was talking to Clay, right? I don't know if you guys ever watched that show. Some of you probably did. He was talking to Clay, who was like a father figure to him, was like a father to him. And he was talking about the woman that he was currently in a relationship with. And he's like, she's a doctor, right? And Clay is like, I don't care. A chick is a chick. Okay. It's like, bro, women, it doesn't matter who a woman is, it doesn't matter what her profession is, her title is. These things don't matter. Women are women. The only difference between one woman and another woman are the decisions that they make, but they all have the same wiring. This is why some men, after they'll be married for 45 years and they thought that their relationship, their marriage was perfect and everything was wonderful. And then they go and then they find out that none of the kids are theirs. She had been cheating on them for 45 years. Hell, she had been cheating on them for more than that. They were married for 45 years, but they had known each other for 50. She was cheating on them before they even got married. So none of the kids are theirs. The relationship was all built on a lie, and they didn't realize any of these things because they thought they had in the vault. And then at 80 years old, they come find Uncle Angry and say stupid stuff like, Uncle Angry, you're the only one who understands me. You're the only one who I've actually heard in my entire life that describes my experience. And I'm thinking to myself, nah, little bro, get out of here. Get out of here, little bro. You've been watching my videos since you were 70. Now you're 80. You were watching my videos when you were 70. I've been doing this for over 10 years now. You're watching my videos when you were 70, and now you're 80. You didn't want to listen to me. Had you listened to me back then, all right? Had you listened to me over 10 years ago when I told you a chick is a chick, when I told you that it's not all perfection, all right? If you had paid attention to the signs, if you had thought critically about things, you would have had 10 years, all right? You could have gotten out of that relationship 10 years ago. You could have rebuilt your life, cut your losses. Maybe went over to the Philippines, found yourself a Filipina, walked away, and had 10 years of happiness. Or even if you didn't go and get a Filipina, 10 years of peace. Because the last 10 years have now been hell for you because you didn't listen to me. So I don't want to hear it, little bro. When I have men pushing 80 years old calling me Uncle Angry and Angry Sama because they fooled around and they found out. They messed around and they found out. Why am I going to want to deal with you? Why am I supposed to try to... What do you... Bro, you're in your 70s now. Your 70s, are you 80 years old? There's not much left for you, little bro. You're right. You wasted your life simping, being a simp. You chose that life, all right? You chose that life. Or what? Well, I didn't choose simping. Simping chose me. Get the hell out of here, bro. You don't have anything going. Listen to me. You need to be prepared to go meet Christ, okay? Don't talk to Uncle Angry. Talk to God, all right? Talk to Christ. Because you're like you really don't have days like that ahead of you, bro. You really don't have days like that ahead of you. Like, you should be preparing for something else right now. Okay? Your better days are not ahead of you, little bro. Tell you that right now. Nick is like 80 years old calling you uncle. Yeah, that 80 years old, guys. I have these old men calling me uncle. I can understand someone calling me Angry Sama, because if you're 80 years old, you can show me that respect. Angry Sama, it's not uncommon for someone who's much older than me to call me Angry Sama. But if you are 80 years old and you have to call me Uncle Angry, okay? It just illustrates you've been messing around. Yes, calling me Uncle Angry is a sign of respect, but it's also a sign that, I'm the big homie and you're the little homie. Right? Some guys, of course, and it's not always like that. There's some Gen Xers who just call me Uncle Angry because I'm whatever. But there's a lot of these men, they don't call me Uncle Angry out of respect, just simply out of respect or term of endearment. They call me Uncle Angry because they are the little homie. That's the little bro right there. They call me Uncle Angry because they're the little bro. That 80-year-old man is the little bro. That's the little homie right there. That's the simp. That's the little homie. want to make it very, very clear, because they have lived a downright despicable life. They did not listen. They messed around, and now they found out. And now they want someone to give them answers. All right? Someone to empathize for them. And all I can really do is just shake my head. Because yeah, that's how women think, but that's how these feminine thinking men operate. I just shake my head. I literally just shake my head. The Japanese men, a lot of them realize it's not worth. These are not herbivore men. These are men who don't want to be bothered with the BS. They don't want that crap in their lives. And like I said, guys, if you want to find some peace in your lives, go and learn about crypto. Hard times have arrived. ATMs will stop working and banks will chain their doors. At Angry's Crypto Academy, we're here to teach you how to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Don't miss our new blueprint. It's called Escape the 9 to 5, How to Replace Your Job with Cryptocurrency. Available now in Angry's Crypto Academy. Learn how to achieve financial freedom and replace your job with cryptocurrency. Check it out using the link in the description of the video, guys. This is the key. This is one of the keys, is basically learning how to optimize your income so that you don't have to depend on a job anymore. You can operate on your own terms. You can become a minimalist, because men are minimalists by nature. When men realize that they don't need a wife, they don't need children, they don't want any of those things, they don't want the stresses in their lives, everything completely changes. We got a super from Blake. He says, I'm catching up on bills, but I have my Coinbase debit. I just need a wallet. Okay. I'm going to go with 10 gum wallet. Do I need anything else? Nah, bro, you're doing good. There are other tools that you can there's some other tools that you can add to your repertoire. You can head over to the Academy to find out a little bit more about that. If you're not a part of Angry's Crypto Academy, you should definitely go join. We have a chat also that a lot of people are active in. They trade ideas, different things. Like it's an amazing. Angry's Crypto Academy is a massive community. All right, we actually have our academy over on Substack. We're one of the best selling academy. We're one of the best selling we're one of the best selling sites, or whatever you want to call it, on the platform. So yeah, you definitely want to go check us out. We have a lot of people over there. We have hundreds of people over in the Crypto Academy, hundreds, and it's absolutely insane. So definitely go check out the Crypto Academy, or Angry's Crypto Academy. It's really massive at this point. I have people who are like, Angry, I can't believe how large the Academy is, how many people are here. I know. It's crazy how many people we have over in the Academy, and you can see like different things that people are saying about the Academy as well. It's pretty sweet, and I invest a lot of my time into the Academy, between doing the Academy and YouTube, and that's like I find happiness in that. Guys, the older I get, the less I even want to talk to modern women. It's just women think that they're entitled, like they can have everything and anything that they want using their their physical appearance, and they don't understand that men just don't need it like that. A lot of, because of their attitude and their behavior and the way that they treat men and carry themselves, men are increasingly losing attraction, and they think that men will always want them, or that men have to desire them, because if men refuse to be in relationships with them, then no more babies and society goes extinct. And it's like, that's a very childish way of looking at things. Like, well, you're men, so you have to keep society going. You have to keep us happy. No matter what, you will always have to desire us, or the world will come to an end. There's something called the mouse utopia experiment, where, where basically they, all of these mice were put into this thing called a utopia, and they were given unlimited amounts of food. The only limit was space. Here's something I've read, and I'm not going to confirm if it's true or not, but to my understanding, it's not so much that the mice actually ran out of space. It's more so that once their population had hit a certain number, the females, they didn't need the males, to provide for them. All of that was handed to them. All of the social roles were filled. And because the women had everything that they wanted in society, they could never be happy. And eventually, and men just started to walk away. The population began to collapse. Uh, they stopped reproducing. You had this group of mice called the beautiful ones who completely abstained from relation, basically herbivore men, who completely abstained from relationships, and they just basically focused on themselves. They would eat, sleep, poop, and live their best lives. They had beautiful coats. All right, so there were no scars or any signs of anything on them because they are like their tails like marks on their tails because they didn't get in fight. They didn't get into any fights. All right, they didn't want to get in any fights. They didn't want to argue. They didn't want to. They weren't going to compete for females. All right, they basically had everything they needed. They just groomed themselves. Listen to me. They were living simple lives of luxury and comfort. They groomed themselves. They ate. They slept. They stayed in their own enclosures, and that was it. And they even tried taking some of these mice and putting them into another universe with other mice where this had not happened yet. The behavior had not happened, and they still refused to be social and engage because they had developed these behaviors. They had seen what society is, and they didn't want to be a part of it. They had seen how women behave and how women think. They didn't want to have, and they didn't want to. They didn't want to engage in that. They didn't want to be treated poorly. Guys, women don't understand that men can just give up and say, "We don't want to have relationships. We want our peace. We don't want to speak to you. We can be alone. We are happy to be alone. We are so thankful to God to have a roof over our head, food in our bellies, and a place to sleep and a place to poop." All right, life is too hard. Okay, life is hard, so we are happy just to be able to survive. Okay, just like women have told us forever that a man is not entitled to a woman. All right, women don't understand that they are not entitled to men. Just like physical intimacy from a woman and attention from a woman is never free, women don't understand that physical intimacy and the attention of men is not free. It's because of the multitude of simps why they've developed this perception. But it's really over. They chose this for themselves. They chose the bear, but now they don't want to go and live with Yogi and Boo Boo.
Government knows this. Japan's birth rate is in free fall. They're throwing money at the problem, offering financial incentives for marriage and kids. Maybe you should go over there and take one for the team.
Let's go. Out of the way.
Jokes aside, many ladies actually worry about being seen as easy. Others fear being treated like a novelty. And then there's the truth no one tells you. Some Japanese women are genuinely afraid of foreign men. I am not joking. But these feelings are not without reason. There have been real cases of foreign guys getting arrested for harassing women. Japanese culture has a huge emphasis on personal space. And us foreign men, we don't always get it. They don't hug casually, they don't touch unnecessarily. And then there's the kokuhaku culture.
Here's the problem. They don't hug the touch. Guys, the same women who are perpetuating these things are the same women who are complaining that Japanese men don't touch them, don't engage with them, and all of this other garbage. Don't you see the hypocrisy in it? So how is it that it's a cultural thing, and yet then Japanese women are complaining about it? So the same people that are having men arrested, they're having their own men arrested. It's not solely a foreigner thing. They did this to Japanese men. They called them creeps. They had them arrested. Like when M2 was raging in the US, they literally had like insurance plans for men so that they could, afford an attorney in case they were accused of something during the whole M2 era. They probably still have those things over in Japan. Okay? So there's this notion that, oh, this is only foreign men. I think that with foreign men, you actually have more leeway with Japanese women in Japanese society than a lot of the Japanese people. Japanese men are probably going to be treated a little bit worse. I'm just telling you the truth. So it's a total load of BS. A lot of the reason why Japanese society is the way it is because of the way that the women are. And men don't want that stress. The Japanese men don't want your problems. They don't want the problems that women are going to bring. They don't want that in their lives. I've had many Japanese friends. They are normal people. I went to college with many of them. They cheat on exams. They get drunk and they smoke WEED. This is what the Japanese people are like. All right. I had a Japanese friend who was like, he liked white girls, but he's like, he's like, he would always say, I'll take the ugly ones. I know how they think. People don't understand this. They don't understand the Japanese. They're just like us. But you get too wrapped up in their you get too wrapped up in their culture, and then and if you treat them a certain way, they're going to act a certain way and allow you to be and leave you in your ignorance. Thomas Weiser dropped 5. He says, once Elon pioneers intergalactic travel and makes first contact, men will flee this planet for extraterrestrial women. Honestly, you know, the way I see it is like, if we have enough, if women are women anywhere you go, and extraterrestrial, think about this. We don't want women to be like men. As men, we don't want women to be like men. We just want them to be a fit, feminine, friendly, and agreeable. So if you have women who are extraterrestrial and you're going to get the same BS that you're getting from modern women, and don't forget that let's say they were extraterrestrial women, so they're like generations ahead of us, like a couple 100,000 years ahead of us. Guys, what makes you think they're any better? They could be much worse. All right? It's like one is silver, the other is gold. Both of them are coal. That's the truth. Both of them are coal. All right? You meet extraterrestrial women and you're like, oh well, can I hook up with them, bro? You find out they're just like the ones we have, maybe even worse. You just want Guys. This is why MGTOW keeps on growing, because a lot of men are like, no, I'd rather walk away. No, I'm good. I'll walk away. Nick says, nah, extraterrestrial women. That's right. We'll choose the extraterrestrial bear. 100. 100. You are 100 with that comment. Ryan says, what's the difference from extraterrestrial women and animal women? Holy cow. That is messed up. Sonny says, but that's a good question. That's messed up, bro. This guy is literally calling. He is literally calling the Navi women animals, which is it, guys. So if you watched Avatar, they're kind of like animals, but they're like humanoid animals, but they're just like a different. Basically, he's basically calling Navi women animals, bro. He is calling Navi women animal. Like, that's messed up. That is messed up. Okay. Sypha says, shout out to Howard, wherever Howard Deer, wherever he is. Yeah, I remember old Howard. Hey guys, this is Howard Deer. I remember those videos from back in the day. I don't know whatever happened to Howard. Howard. Let me see here. Let's see here. Nick says, Avatar was a horrible movie. I don't think it was as good as people make it out to be. I think it was the CGI that made it interesting, like the visual design. If it wasn't for the visual design, it would be a mediocre film. Like, if it was not for the visual design, like let's say it was just like a straight up animated movie, or with just normal actors, no one would want to watch it. It's because of like the visual design and how vibrant certain things looked that made it interesting. If it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the sci-fi aspect, it would have been total trash. It would have been total trash. One of the reasons why I'm now able to stream. One of the reasons why I'm now able to stream more actively is because it's like I kind of have to do like a little bit of a swap based on the way I'm living right now. So like it's like I have to kind of grab if I want to use I use my Mac primarily for streaming and for like productivity, but because if I just said screw it, so I have two microphones. I have an XLR microphone and then I have a condenser microphone. Right now I'm actually recording with the condenser microphone. And the biggest problem is like right now I'm on my gaming laptop and it's like I have to jump from both. But like, what I did was I just like said screw it. And I found a way to connect my condenser microphone to my gaming laptop, because I'm trying to like do some gaming. Guys, here's the crazy thing. What do you call it? What do you call it? Monster Hunter Wilds came out, and I did not even play the game on like the first day that it was out. It came out on like the 28th, maybe kind of like on the 27th, but I think it was the 28th. It came out on the 28th, and even though I was like, I'm gonna go play Monster Hunter Wilds, I didn't get around to playing it until the 20 until the first, so about a day later. And the crazy thing is, like, I'm still at the very beginning of the game because it took me, like, I'm not used to playing this type of game, so it took me a while to get it set up. It took me a while to create the character, and then on top of it I was having performance issues. So I basically just optimized it very quickly. I went in, played with the settings, and it's actually running pretty well right now. I may have to tweak things a little bit more, but it's doing all right. It's doing fine. It's a much bigger improvement compared to like the lagging or micro stuttering that a lot of games have, and the lagging that I was getting. So I'm really happy with that. But I'm gonna have to, like, play more graphically intensive areas of the game to see how well it's holding up, because I have a 4060, I have 46, not 4060, 4070 GPU. I have the Strix. You guys, I've talked about it plenty of times. I have an Asus G16 2024 Strix laptop with a 4070 GPU, 240 hertz display. It's an Intel Core i9 CPU, which is a boss CPU, absolute boss CPU. And then I put about 96 gigabytes of RAM in it, which is interesting because it actually tells me that in the game, like, you've got 96 gigabytes of RAM in here. So, and about 5 terabytes of storage. It came with 1 terabyte and I added 4 terabytes. So although I'm already running out, really what I need is like 16 terabytes of storage. But then I'm gonna have to move everything over, move all the games I already have downloaded over to the new to an external hard drive or something. And then, yeah, so it's kind of like a juggling. But yeah, much rather play Monster Hunter Wilds than, like, just to have to deal with relationships right now, or talk to I'm not I'm at my age, I'm just not interested in the stress that comes with dating and relationships. I'm not interested in having to deal with any of the BS.
In Japan, you don't just start dating. There's a whole system, a confession of love, a formal agreement, so to speak. You have to declare your intentions. So where does this leave us? Because at this point, dating.
That's nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. See, this is how women control you. You do not have to declare your intentions. That's total and utter. That's anime talk right there, bro. This is putting women on a pedestal. You do not declare any intentions to them. You basically just go with the flow of it. And guys, if you take them off the pedestal and just treat them like people, you will act like people. If you get too wrapped up in their culture and their traditions, that's when that's when you'll go downhill and you'll basically want to walk away. All right? This is the reason why some foreign men actually do better in Japan when it comes to Japanese women, because they don't adhere to the same social structure that Japanese men do, and as a result of that, the women are happier because foreign men are more likely to randomly talk to them, randomly engage with them, touch them, actually, be more personal, less formal with them, which is not as common as Japanese men who adhere to these cultural norms. But these cultural norms exist because of the bad behavior that exists within the society. You do not have to. You do not, and you should not, under any circumstance, try to court a Japanese woman. All right, because it's basically playing a game with her. All right. And if you guys, it's like treating her like a celebrity. And if you treat her like a celebrity, she will treat you like a fan. Oh my God. Like, that just pisses me off. Little bro really does not know anything. Guys, I have Japanese friends. I've had plenty of Japanese friends, Japanese female friends. A lot of Japanese women also have, just like Japanese men can have very perverted minds. It's not, Japanese women can also have the same mental states. They're into the same things. They watch hentai. Bro, don't let these women fool you. Do not let the Japanese woman fool you. If you let them fool you, they will fool you. It's no. This is why you need an uncle in your life. This is why people need Uncle Angry. They need a man in their life to like straighten them out. And do I know everything? Absolutely not. But I can share with you the things that I do know and what I've learned, so you can learn from my successes as well as my failures, so that you don't repeat them. Gidge says, Yeah, I hear Japan has an infidelity problem. They don't view cheating in Japan as cheating. A lot of Japanese do not view cheating, like Japanese women don't view cheating as cheating. In fact, guys, I know Japanese women who told me about how their mothers and grandmothers cheated. Okay, and it was just accepted as a. It was they claimed that it was accepted. I don't know how well that's true, but it was just a normal part of the relationship. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, the Japanese women don't even do not play their game. It's a big game that they're playing. It's a huge game that they're playing. I will never, ever, ever play any of that stuff with a Japanese woman. I know them better. If there's one thing that I know is I know Japanese women better than any type of woman on the face of this freaking earth. I will never play their game. You've got to be kidding me. I know them. I've spoken to them. I know who they are. I know how they think. I know how they operate. And they are they're fooling people who don't understand them. Oh my gosh. Don't forget about what she says. Look at what she does. Don't just look at the culture. Look at the statistics. Look at how people actually behave. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Let me see these comments. Let's see these comments. Let's see these comments. Sunny says, no matter the region, if you miss the red flags of a woman, you'll be swept into a cheat. Always ensure both sides, consent and pledge loyalty. Let me tell you something. Even if a woman claims that she's loyal to you, it doesn't mean she's loyal to you. Okay? I'm telling you right now, a woman who pledges her loyalty to you means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Do you need to know what the base? Do you need to establish that, hey, we're actually in a committed relationship? Yes. Does that mean she's actually committed to you? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm just being so honest. All right? Treat them. I've been using this word a bit, but you should just treat them like a homie. That's how you like Japanese girl. No, treat them like a homie. Treat them like a homie. Oh my gosh! Do not put them on any pedestals. A chick is a chick. Do not put her on a pedestal. Okay? If you put her on a pedestal, she will look down from you. She will look down on you from her pedestal. Don't forget that. Don't forget Uncle Angry told you that. Instead of chasing women, you should be chasing passion, chasing money, because no man ever lost money. No man ever lost women chasing money, but many men have lost money chasing women. It's a sad reality, you know. Guys, I've said it already. The financial system is teetering on the edge. ATMs could freeze, and banks will chain shut their doors. Your wealth is in jeopardy, and discover how to safeguard your assets with crypto at Angry's Crypto Academy. You'll learn how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in the most secure coins. Plus, discover the dark horse crypto that virtually no one is talking about, which will mint you millionaires in the upcoming bull run. Click the link in the video description below to find out what this crypto is and join the academy today. I mean, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Society is such a joke. It's such a joke. It really is. Gig says YouTuber Dash Blue is lucky he has a good Japanese woman. Let me tell you something. Even if I don't, a lot of these men, they get trapped in the mindset that they have a good woman, because the reality is that you often don't know who you're really in a relationship with, and it can be easy to miss the signs because you're so lovey-dovey, or you have trust in them, or you're so busy with other things that you don't even know what to look for. If you knew what to look for, then you might have been able to spot them. But as human beings, it's one thing if we are so ignorant and arrogant that we refuse to look at what's happening around us, but it can be hard. People are very deceptive, and women are very good at this. They are very, very good at deceiving men. Because, for example, while there are a lot of women who will, they will they'll have their men on the side, and they'll deny their husband physical intimacy. If you have an attractive wife but she will not be intimate with you, that's a sign that she is cheating on you. But there's a lot of women like Filipinas who, they will cheat on you. They will have someone on the side, they will cheat on you, they will do all of these things, they will steal from you, and they will keep you happy. They will make sure that you are always well fed, belly is full, balls are empty. And as a result of that, you will always, you will not even pay attention to the things that they're doing, and you will excuse them because everything else is, your basic needs are being met. Okay? Belly is full, balls are empty. So that's something that traps a lot of men, because a lot of men, as long as they have their basic needs met, they will allow a woman to do everything and anything she wants to do, and they won't even realize that she's doing it until, until it haunts them. Michael says, disregard relationships with women, instead acquire currency. Absolutely. All right, get your crypto, get your crypto, get your money, get your money. Wow, we've been streaming for over an hour. We've been we were live for 1 hour and 21 minutes. Overnight, we have had over 100 people actually tune in. You guys really seem to like these live streams. And because of what happened, because of this new development, there's more things I definitely need to do. Like, I need to get some more, I have to have more, I need my library of video game footage. It's over on my Mac. It's over on the Mac, but my background footage that right now I only have one video. But that's not a big issue. I always just download more. But no, because of this development where I'm able to get my condenser mic working on this, my condenser mic working on my gaming laptop, and it's so far it looks like everything's working well. The experience is good overall. It's I can stream now for you guys a lot easier, and I can also like jump into my games, play the games that I want, because it's been such a big problem, because on one minute I'm on the Mac, and then I got to jump from the Mac to the gaming, so it's like I don't even get to really enjoy myself. But this way, the only drawback with this device, the only drawback with my current setup, my Strix, is the fact that the speakers are nowhere near as good as the Mac, but I've been able to adjust them, so it's still decent. It's still decent, and the fact, and I'm willing to compromise, I think, because the fact that I have access to my games, I can finally play my games. I can just load up Monster Hunter and play Monster Hunter whenever the hell I feel like it, or whatever else, and then I can also stream. I can work on my videos on one device. That makes a big difference. And if there's anything serious, I can jump right back over to my Mac and do that. But it's just a better flow. It's a better flow for me for the moment. I don't know if it's gonna last. And then the condenser mic, I have quite a bit of flexibility. I actually have a new boom arm coming for it. I have another boom arm, but it doesn't flow with my setup. So I got another boom arm, a smaller one that should hopefully make it maybe it'll help to make it a little bit better experience. But right now this works fine. The way I'm streaming for you guys works fine, and yeah, you guys seem to be enjoying the streams. You want regular streams, and I noticed that the views that I'm getting for each stream is, and even after the video comes out. So after I release the videos, after the stream has ended, I noticed that the number of views that are coming in after the stream has ended is pretty significant. A lot of you guys are watching, a lot of people are watching the streams afterwards. It's like they're watching the streams after they happen. And I guess maybe it helps people to feel like they're even more engaged. I like this comment from Nick. Love this comment from Nick. I love it. Don't be 80 years old crying for Uncle Angry. Guys, 80 years old. 80 years old crying for Uncle Angry. Angry Zama. Uncle Angry. Uncle Angry. Uncle Angry. Uncle Angry. All right? You're not calling me Gen Xers calling me. A lot of Gen Xers call me Uncle Angry just because it's like they call it me Uncle Angry like a nickname. But there's a lot of these men who mess around, they find out, and they come to me literally like an uncle, all right? Because they were fooling around their entire lives. They didn't learn their lessons, and now they're 80 years old, and they're trying to like they think they're gonna start their lives over. Like, bro, you can barely get out of bed in the morning, all right? You can barely get out of bed. You know, you like the farts are always slipping out on you. You struggle to pee in the morning. I don't know what you really think this is. Like you're gonna like it's gonna be a reboot right now. You're gonna start over. Like, no, bro, you're 80 years old. You need to prepare for Jesus or Morning Star, whichever one. I say choose Jesus, but I mean if you want to go down that Morning Star route, that's on you. But you need to prepare to meet someone else because 80 years old, bro. A lot of y'all think that like they're gonna come out with a pill that's gonna let you live to 200. Good luck with that one. You may be the longest living generation in the history of the world, but don't think you're gonna live forever. You're not. This is not Highlander. You are not an immortal, okay, little bro. You are not an immortal. You made these bad decisions, and you're going to have to live with the consequences of those bad decisions. You do not have time to start over. All right, you do not have time. You cannot go back to the beginning, bro. There are no do-overs. Telling you. Michael C is like, you're 80, you are not 30, bud. These people, they're crazy. These men are. It's so funny. As I'm talking to you guys, it was like 81. We have 80 people watching. Like it's like there are people who would like literally say, "Oh my gosh, it's a sign, it's a number." Nah, it's a coincidence. Although I do believe God has a sense of humor. But it's like these people, these men are horrible. These men are truly terrible. Like it's like you're 80 years old and you're acting like you're 30 years old, thinking that you're like a young man and you're gonna like you can start over. But and one of the things with the boomers is they're so desperate because like when they screw up, now they're old and they're looking for scams and like for example, they want to get into crypto and treat it like a scam, like a pyramid scheme, like so they can like make money quickly because they don't really have a lot of time left. They can't really work anymore. They're out of the workforce. They're living off these scant pensions and they're desperate. Oh gosh. I don't know. Let me see here. Sunny says, I moved from a lifeless desert to a grassy woodland. It's best to take it when you can, but be looking for red flags. Okay. Let me see here. Let's see here. I haven't eaten yet. I'm like thinking, what should I have for breakfast? What should I have for breakfast? Like, let's just say, and let's to be clear, it's not even morning time for me anymore, but it's still breakfast. Let's see here. Hmm. Rock says, bros, you can't trust nobody. Believe me, I should know. I'm glad you learned. I'm glad you started to learn your lesson, man. Glad you're starting to learn. Most men, like a lot of men today, don't trust men or women. Okay? They do not trust men or women. People are like, "Oh, you don't like women." No, it's not that I don't like women. I don't trust men or women. I just want to be left the hell alone. You're an introvert. You're one of those people who doesn't like people. No, I'm actually a massive extrovert. I just don't want to put up with anyone's crap anymore. I've learned my lesson and I've walked away. Mhm. See, there you go. There you go. Nick says, I don't trust anyone regardless of their gender. This is the thing. It's like women want to be special. You can tell a woman, no, I don't trust you. The reason why I don't trust you is not because you're a woman. I don't trust men either. All right. There are a lot of men who prefer most men, I would almost argue, a lot of men prefer the attention of women, the presence of women to men. But they don't. But the reality is that they just don't trust either anymore. Like women are so unfair because it's like they don't even understand. Yeah, as a man, I like women more than men. It's just I don't really deal with either because I found both to be extremely dishonest. And it's like what you want us to believe you just because you're a woman. You want us to treat you like because you're a woman, you're virtuous and men are villains. Like just what kind of backwards thinking is that? And I'm telling you, I just don't trust men or women, and then I choose to be on my own and just live my life separately from both. But they don't hear that. They just hear it's just their feelings going and going and going. This is the reason why you can never really argue with a woman, and so many men choose not to. That's why so many Japanese men choose not to have relationships. They just basically avoid them entirely.
Japan looks like an absolute disaster.
This is strictly my experience in terms of Japanese girls and their willingness to date foreign men. From what I have done in like whatever, a year and a half here. Let's say 75% of Japanese girls are just not really interested in dating foreigners. They may even be these girls on these videos about dating Westerners who say they would like to date Westerners, or who say that Westerners are handsome. But when it really comes down to it, they haven't actually interacted with that many Westerners. They don't realize how big the culture gap is. They don't realize how difficult it can be to navigate around a language when someone maybe doesn't speak the language.
Okay, see, I don't like guys like him. I don't like guys like this man. I'll explain why. He's saying that he feels like they're supposed to adapt to him. You live in Japan, little bro. That's why I said these are the little homies. That's the little homie. That's the little homie. You live in Japan, you joker. If you live in Japan and you want to date Japanese women, bro, you should learn the damn language, and you're not a victim. If you go to Japan, learn to speak the damn language. Don't act like you're being treated poorly or people are avoiding you. They can't speak to you, so they don't feel comfortable. But if you speak the language, you'll be surprised how much more people open up to you, and you can start learning about the culture. You should also learn the culture. You're like your personality is warped, dude. You have to understand how to adapt to the environment that you are around. If you don't like it, go back to your own country. But what, you don't want to, right? You want the country to change. You want to live in Japan and you want to enjoy aspects of their culture, but you don't want to adapt to their cultural norms. And you don't want to understand them either. Instead, you want them to understand you. How stupid do people have to? This is guys. This is why I don't like most people. I'm not saying that people should not try to understand one another, but why the hell are you going to another country and crying like a baby on the internet because they don't seem to understand you? You don't even speak their language. They don't understand how hard it is for me, bro. That you're not. That's such a feminine way of thinking. You're in another man's country. You want to enjoy their culture, you want to enjoy their country, but you don't want to learn their language, and you're crying because they can't communicate with you effectively, and they don't understand how hard it is for you. Life has always been hard for men, but oh my gosh, I can't speak the language. When I lived overseas, because I lived in Mexico for a while, it's because I'll tell you the reason why I did not initially learn the language, why I struggled to learn the language, is because I was being enabled. I had too many friends who spoke English. This is what hurt me. I was living in Mexico for a long time, and for like 4 years, 3 or 4 years, I never learned a word of Spanish. But eventually, I had to go somewhere where I had to go much. I had to leave where I was living, and I went somewhere else where there was no one who spoke English, or they spoke next to no English. And I also met friends from other Spanish speaking countries. Mexicans, they have a different dialect. I didn't realize that their dialect of Spanish was different from the dialect of Spanish spoken in other countries. So when I met friends from other Spanish speaking countries, they spoke a different dialect of Spanish. And because they spoke a different dialect of Spanish, I began learning Spanish rapidly. Their Spanish was almost like English to me. And then, like, yeah, of course you use like a little bit of Google Translate, but like if I didn't understand something, they would tell me to stop and they would tell me to listen, and I would have to be forced to listen and then learn that way. And yeah, so that's kind of it. So, and as a result, it's mucho más aprender. I began to learn, and ahora yo Yo hablo poco español, no mucho, pero yo hablo poco. Yo entiendo poco, and it's, you know, it's that's just the situation, you know. And me gusta español. I like Spanish, pero yo necesito estudiar mucho más, okay? Because right now, yo vivo en Estados Unidos, so yo necesito mucho más tiempo en Mexico. But yeah, it's always beneficial to have, Spanish speaking friends, people who speak other languages. If you're in Japan and you have Japanese friends, you should be speaking Japanese with your Japanese friends and learn moderno women on boy malo. That's not Spanish. That's not proper. It'd be mujeres, mujer, mujeres, mujeres is muy malo. Mujeres is muy malo. Esta mujeres is muy malo. But yeah, I fixed it. Armando says, "I know I will rule the next world." Jesus Christ, y'all are wild. Y'all are Spanglish? Yeah, Spanglish. Thomas is like Spanglish. Spanglish. You know what's funny? I grew up in New York, so I was definitely around a lot of. Again, guys, that's another thing. You will not learn Spanish around Puerto Rican people because they don't speak Spanish. They speak Spanglish, and a lot of them, like, you're like, "Oh man, bro, you speak Spanish?" Like, nah, bro, I'm speaking Spanish. I'll speak any Spanish. And you're like, "Bro, what do you mean I'm speaking Spanish? You're Puerto Rican." Yeah, man, I know, but I'm speaking Spanish. Bro, the Puerto Ricans could be so crazy. They can be so crazy. All right. They are so crazy. I like the Puerto Ricans. I like Puerto Rican people, but they can be wild. They are funny people. They can be wild. Mac Powell says, "Angry are you on Rumble?" Yes, I am on Rumble. I keep telling you guys to go over and subscribe to me on Rumble because I'm going to be transitioning away from YouTube as much. Like, what's really going to end up happening is like, and maybe I'll start doing it in the next stream, where I'm going to say, okay, well, guys, Rumble, and then, like, the stream will go over to Rumble because I'm telling you guys to go over to Rumble. I'm migrating from this platform. I'm going to be focusing heavily on Rumble. Some of the content going forward will no longer be coming to YouTube. It will only be on Rumble. You'll still get your daily videos, but you're probably going to get fewer videos, as I'm going to use Rumble as a platform where I can talk about the things I want to talk about. And if I want to build a much larger following on Rumble. I would be happier. I would be happier having 10,000 subscribers on Rumble, I think, than 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, or the 50,000 that I have right now, because I am miserable on this platform. I'm absolutely miserable on this platform. It's like I've been afforded a lot of opportunities, but at the same time, it's created a lot of pain and suffering in my life and a lot of unnecessary stress. I cried about going to Rumble like over a year ago. I was like, I don't want to go to. It was like maybe 2 years ago. I don't want to go to Rumble. I don't want to go to Rumble. That's where the bad kids go. That's where people like Jordan Peterson go. That's where the Tates go. I don't want to go to Rumble. I don't want to go to Rumble. And there were some of you who were like angry. You're some, like you said, you're like angry. Your competitors are already on Rumble. They already have a following on Rumble, and you're here crying and moaning about this stuff. All right, and you're basically you're basically wasting precious time. And I thought about it, and it took me a while to really get it. And then I started the journey last year to start moving all of my content over to Rumble. And it was not all my fault, but I take accountability for it because the person I had working for me was someone I had known for a very long time, but this guy screwed me over. So it took much longer than it should have to get all of the content over there. And then even then, there was an issue with the thumbnails. This punk did not move over the thumbnail, so it's like you have the videos, but there's no thumbnail. So how the hell am I going to release the videos? So then I was able to find someone else, and we have a channel. We do have a channel manager now who's managing the videos on our channel for us on this channel. So we do actually have a channel manager. who's managing all the videos for us. And it's a she's basically in the process of moving like the remaining videos. So we have all our videos from YouTube are on Rumble right now, going up to December. That's like 2,000 videos, I think. I don't know. It's over 1,000 videos. It's a massive amount of videos. But we're still getting the videos from the last 2 months or two and like I guess 2 3 months moved over. She said that she'll be done within the next couple of weeks, and she's basically, I have her working full time, so she's basically on the payroll. It's good. I'm grateful for our arrangement, but I give her a lot of flexibility so she works when she feels like working. You could say it like, basically you need to get, she has to manage a channel, keep everything up to date, but it's very flexible in the sense that she can kind of work when she wants to work, and she gets her money up front. So based on our unique relationship, our unique arrangement, it's so far worked out very well for me. It's she's, if videos need to be edited, certain things need to be removed after they've been uploaded, she'll do that. So she's managing this channel. She's managing this channel and also helping to do management on the Men Walking Away channel. So I'm just waiting for her to get everything moved over. She said a couple of weeks, so that's what's going on. And then so I'm giving it about a month, and then hopefully if she comes through with that. And she's been pretty dependable so far. So pretty reliable. So yeah, within about a month we should have everything finally there, and then we're just going to begin doing more streams over there and putting exclusive content over there, because this platform is just miserable. It's miserable. I'm tired of the games. I don't plan on leaving until they throw me out, but you have to diversify. Roberto Blake was like, he said it like, you have to be neutral to platforms. Like, don't be invested in just one platform. And it was like, he said that about platforms. He said that about, like, for example, at one point I got very, very stuck with Mac. Like, I just did not want to use Windows. But once I got into PC gaming, I can't go back. I cannot live a life. I cannot live the cons. I don't want to. I cannot. I want a Steam console. I kind of like, on one hand, it's like I like the ease of use, that you get with like PlayStation and so forth, but like the restrictions are just too much for me. Like, I'm only gonna like, I like Steam. I like Steam. I like all the different games that I can play, and it's like, you don't want to. It's like you just have to keep on learning. But it's amazing. Like, I just suffer through it. Like, sometimes, like for example, you have to mod your games. You have to install these patches, and it's like, and it could take so many hours to do it. And you're like, this is never going to work. And like, you think you're doing something wrong, but there's something you didn't know, and then you just like search for hours and you find the answer, and then it just works. And you're like, oh my god, it's working! It's working! All of these hours. And of course, that's not the experience that you're gonna have with all PC games, but it's like some games require more work to enjoy, to do the things that you want them to do and to enjoy things. But it comes with the territory, and you're not, and you have to realize, like, you would never be able to do this on PlayStation. You would never be able to play this game on PlayStation. You would never be able to have this experience on PlayStation. No mouse and keyboard for you and typing, and like for example, like, oh, I'm playing Monster Hunter Wild and I want to type in my name. I'm not going to be able to do that on PlayStation. I'm going to have to try to like do this nonsense with the controller. Like, F you and F your I actually use a PlayStation 5 controller. I use a PlayStation 5 controller to play my game. And you can use, and it's optimized. This is the crazy thing. It's optimized for PlayStation 5 controllers, and I can just switch over to the button set for PlayStation, and it's basically like playing PlayStation on your PC. And I can change around the visual settings to my liking. It's I don't give a damn. I enjoy PC gaming. I really do. And it's like the flexibility it gives me is so wonderful. So I just can't go back. I can't go back. And I don't want to be stuck in that ecosystem. Sony betrayed me, and like, F them. F them. I don't even want to give them money. I hope the PlayStation brand dies, bro. I don't care for them anymore. They're a bunch of punks. Let me see here. Let me see here. Mac Powell forever is bringing problems in here. So like, there's some like, I used to have issues with other like when I was in the MGTOW community. I'm one of the people who helped build that community. I'm one of the OGs of that community. You know, it became so toxic, and I just basically ended up leaving. And I still talk about things that are happening. I still talk about the impact of MGTOW, but I'm not, I'm not an MGTOW, and it's like I hate it when you have people who come here and they start trying to bring up garbage from the past. Like, boop, I just blocked someone, gone. Let me see here. Let's see here. Anthony says, let me check. Let's read some comments from you guys. Let's see what the boys are saying. What are you guys talking? What the hell, Nick? Nick says Tyrone doesn't have to be there, but he's going to be there. What the hell? You talking about TTC? Tyrone 10 City? Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's read some of these comments. You guys are so cheap. You guys are so cheap. We're the supers. We're the supers. You guys are so cheap. You're right. You're cheapies. You're cheapskates, y'all. You're cheapskates. Okay. In Mexico, they show you the elbow, like when you don't want to spend money, like you like women will they'll do the thing with the elbow and say you're cheap, and it's like I don't feel bad about it. Like no, I'm not giving you money. I'm not giving you money, chica. No dinero para tú. Nada, 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 mujeres. But yeah, Elijah's like, you mentioning TTCs makes me feel like you have something against black people. What the hell, bro? Okay, yeah, we're gonna just let me get rid of what the hell, TT. What the heck is going on? Why would you? Maybe I had some misunderstanding because I was about to block Elijah, bro. Don't I don't. We don't need the TTC. Like, wait, what are you guys? I don't know if it's Elijah. Okay, who is? Are you coming at me? Are you saying that I? Are you saying that I have something against black people, Elijah? Wait, no. Are you going after Nick? Why does Tyrone have to be there? Okay, let's see here. So let's make this very very clear. I think like Elijah's getting pissed, but saying that why is it that that Tyrone always has to be in Tent City? And the thing is, like, he doesn't always have to be in Tent City, but he is the king of Tent City. It's like common sense where it's like you go to the ghetto and you don't. I'm not saying that you won't find white people in the ghetto, but let's be realistic. There's kind of a certain group of people that are typically more likely to be there. And again, I'm not labeling anyone. I'm not saying anything negative about black people or white people or Hispanic people or anything. But for example, they're just cultural norms and observations that we make, and we can't pretend Tyrone is a thug. Okay? It's not because he's black. There are white Tyrones. And here's the thing about this. This is the thing, Elijah. No one said Tyrone. No one, you know, the perception is typically when we say Tyrone, we're thinking of a big thug, and it's often like this big black guy, but it could be a big white guy, it could be a big Hispanic guy. There are different names for these people. All right, we talk about guys like Hung Lo, okay, and you're not really complaining, so we're not labeling anyone. You have white Tyrone, you have black Chads, you have white Chads, okay, but when we say Chads, we usually are thinking about white guys. But you have black Chads, you have white Chads, you have Hispanic Chads, you have Asian Chads, okay? You have black Tyrones, you have white Tyrones, you have Hispanic Tyrones, you have Asian Tyrones, okay? It's not about race. It's about the individual and the class of individual. And while these people may be more common in different communities, the fact of the remains that Chad and Tyrone are the same person. They are brothers from different mothers, and they both belong to the streets. So we don't really have time, like this whole notion of getting into arguments over black and white. And you really want to go and argue with someone over this stuff, man? You really want to expire on this hill? Be my guest. Put the magic to the test. But we are right now in hard times. The unemployment rate is really something more like 24%. And if you want to sit around getting into arguments, over politics and blah blah blah, be my guest. Be my guest, bro. But most people don't have time for that. Don't. This is the reason why I said that most arguments between men are over women. The average man is not going. The average man, like when you think about the kitty cat club and all of the things that African Americans may have gone through in back in the day with the kitty cat club, those men were only targeting those individuals because of women. If it was not because they were like, oh, these men might go to, our women, we got to protect our women. If it wasn't for that, most men are not going to get out of their bed in the middle of the night to go mess with another man. They would rather chill, watch TV, read a book, eat a good meal, listen to the radio, get laid, whatever. All right, but after a long day of work, they're gonna go hang out in the woods with some robes and start. Get the hell out of here, bro. A lot of this is because of gynocentrism. If it's not for if it's not men arguing over women, most men won't even men who do not like one another won't even speak to one another. They don't want to be around one another. Hence, they will actively avoid each other, or they may even get along because if they don't have women to argue over, they're like, okay, well, yeah, I don't really care. I'm not saying I love you, but Abby, you seem like an all right guy. It's when women come into the mix and men become stupid and start competing for women that we end up in these problems, and that's why our society has fallen apart because of the simp, and the simp's inability to control itself, or the fact that the simp is really just a manipulative. Many of them are just manipulative. They are opportunists. They know exactly what they're doing. Let me see here. Guys, look at this stupid comment. Elijah says, apparently this channel is not for all men of all races. You keep stereotyping Tyrone. Guys, what is this man? What, guys, this man is insane. Dude, are you one of the, what are you one of those like black Israelite people? Because we don't tolerate that type of nonsense around here. I'm going to be real with you. We like to joke around here, but like, listen to me. Like, I don't support people who discriminate against others, but like black or white, all right? And like your behavior is really atrocious right now. I'm being real with you, Elijah. I don't know what you're on. We're just a bunch of men just joking around and enjoying ourselves and talking amongst ourselves. Leave your political crap off this channel. I'm just gonna be real with you. You're like Tyrone is the term Tyrone refers to a thug. Okay, I think something's wrong with you mentally. No one's labeling or calling out black people, dude. No one's specifically talking about black people. That's your insecurity. I'm just going to be real with you on that. I don't know why you're bringing this here. It's what is today? Today's Sunday. It's a freaking Sunday, and everyone's just having a damn good time, dude. And you're getting into arguments because you feel insecure. No one, dude. This is a channel for everyone. Like half of the subscribers on this channel are black. What the hell are you talking about, dude? We have a large group of people who are black on the channel. All right? There are tons of black guys here. There are tons of black guys over in Angry's Crypto Academy. What the hell, dude? Black, Hispanic, Asian, mixed. I got a half Asian, half Asian, half white kid. There's always Gen Zer that's constantly bugging me. All right, but I try with them. Everyone is here. I help everyone. I talk to everyone. All right, I make fun of everyone equally. I don't know why the hell you're bringing this garbage here, bro. Like I'm gonna throw you out. Like I'm gonna ban you from the channel. I don't like this garbage because I'm trying to figure out what was being said. If Nick was being a jerk, I'd get rid of him too. But I'm trying to figure out, what did he piss you off or something, or what the hell is wrong with you, man? Like, it's people like you that ruin the environment. We're just chilling here, and you're gonna come over here and start acting like a victim. And we're all going through so much crap right now, and you're gonna do garbage like this, guys. There are videos of black guys like there's this dude who calls himself Tyrone, and he's making fun of the whole stereotypical thing about Tyrone. Like, what is wrong with you, dude? Why would you come here and bring this garbage here? Why are you in my chat with this garbage? Like, we really don't need this right now. I don't have to be here streaming like this. Listen, I don't have to do this right now. Who the heck are you to come to my channel and bring this garbage? All right? This is the same garbage that you guys did at MGTOW, where you brought all of race politics, and then you went off and formed your own group called IBMOR, which is a group filled with people who are filled with HATE. I will never forget that. And this is now we have our own community, men walking away, and you're bringing garbage to men walking away. We will walk the hell away from you. Do not come around here with this crap, man. I am being so real. Don't bring that crap here. Holy cow. You men have already, practically half of the channel subscribers are black. Who the hell are you to come and bring that crap to me? Who the hell are you to bring that garbage to me, dude? No, you just pissed me the hell off. You pissed me off so bad. How dare you bring that to my channel? How dare you bring that to my channel, dude? I won't tolerate it. I will not. That's why I said it. Like, I need to get. I'm moving to Rumble. I'm really I'm just trying. God help me that I get. I get on Rumble and I get like everything. Like build my following over there. Look at this. Look at him playing. Look at him playing a victim now. Look at him playing a victim now. Why mention Israelites? I just want to make it in life. No, dude, you came over here saying that we don't say. Who? Ooh, you pissed me off so bad. You pissed me off so bad. And I probably caught you right there too. You probably are Elijah, right? You're probably subscribed to that garbage. All right? But you guys are getting called out right now for your crap. All right, because this kid, what's his name? Taylor something or other. He just made a video about those guys who are doing this garbage and revealing how horrible they are. All right? Are you gonna bring that? No, dude, you listen to me. You're not gonna get anything. You really won't get anything. I'm telling y'all. You're trying to make it in life. Okay, go make it. Dude, you know what you really are? You're an racist because you're a group of those people who are obsessed with that garbage. All right, you're one of those people who are into that whole DEI garbage. All right, and we can see exactly how DEI actually works. It's the Special People's Club. And the reason why you're on my channel is because you have nowhere else to go, because society is toxic right now. We are not here to make you feel better about yourself. We are not here to put a Band-Aid on your boo-boo. I'm just being real with you. Okay? Oh, you're not kind. I don't give a damn. I'm being real. Okay? I'm so pissed off. You pissed off the wrong one. I usually don't go off like this. You pissed me the hell off after all we've suffered. I mean, Trump saved us twice. God bless. Thank you, Jesus Christ, for Trump. And you're going to bring this crap? You are going to bring this crap? I don't know how old you are. How dare you come to my channel? How dare you come to my channel with this crap? How dare you? How dare you? Unbelievable. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. To bring this garbage to my channel? And then making me waste my time to figure out was something actually said. How dare you? How dare you? Oh my God. Matthew goes, this isn't a channel for feelings. The truth is that this cat is really just, he wants people to do what he wants. He wants special treatment. He is a part of those group of people that they want you to treat them a certain way, and they want guys. These are the people that mess up society, that have messed up society, and here they are because they have nowhere else to go. Anthony Williams says, I miss the idea. I miss when the idea was for everyone to get along. We can't all get along with each other, but the people who are creating the most disparities are the people who are always crying, saying that, oh, other people are treating us poorly and blah, blah, blah. Why are you talking about Tyrone so much? What the hell is like, bro, what is your problem? What is your problem? No one was saying anything negative about black people. No one was saying anything. We weren't talking about them like that. All right? But you wanted attention, realistically. I'm just so sad. I am so sad. Nick says, you're good, bro. I'm black and I watch you all week. Thanks, man. I just like pissing Dude just pissed me off. And it's like I let him piss me off just now. Captain says Chad Roan Big Mad. Let's keep going. Omega says that's what I like what I like about Rumble so much. Yeah. Nick says I don't care if you're Egyptian or Scythian. They need to be able to YouTube needs a feature that allows people to like comments from others, because I think that would be really neat. A neat feature would be giving people the ability to like comments. Yeah. Matthew says Rumble alerts are trash, but the platform is basically the same. I think maybe Rumble alerts are trash, but YouTube alerts are not good, not great either. Maybe Rumble alerts are worse, but I feel like a lot of people are getting much better views on Rumble, because like I'm not getting anywhere near to the views that I should be getting. I am not getting anywhere near to it. Nick says I'm black and DEI doesn't help us. I think a lot of black people were under the impression that DEI was somehow going to give them a foot in the door, and they were going to get the jobs. They were going to get these jobs that white guys and Asians weren't going to get. We're going to be we're not going to get based on merit anymore. The way DEI actually works is it's a special people's club. So, special people, like, you have to be a part of that club to get that job. All right. So it's not like, oh, they're replacing white people with black people. No, that's not how it works. They're replacing people who are competent with people who are a part of the special people's club. And what's funny is that BlackRock is now walking back their DEI policies in their companies, even though they're still pushing other companies to continue adopting these policies, which they themselves can't adopt anymore because they very well may be illegal. Yeah. Nick says that members of the rainbow community get more DEI than us. That's exactly it. Like I said, it's the special people's club. He says, and the DEI people are RACIS too. They absolutely are. Elijah goes, I hate wokeness. Don't put me in that. Bro, coming over to my channel and judging people and complaining about language and are you crazy? No, dude, I'm gonna throw you back in. I'm gonna get rid of you in a little bit. I'm gonna throw you back into the world. I don't like your behavior. I'm gonna toss you back into the world. Like you are going to get banned in a little bit. Don't worry, little bro. I'm gonna ban you. Okay, you're gonna be tossed out of this community, and you can go find some other community to be a part of. Maybe you will learn something. You probably will have learned nothing. But no, you really crossed the line. Because where are you here? You have nowhere else to go. And I'm so like, what happened to me in MGTOW? I had a lot of people like you come after me. All right? And I'm not tolerating it. So I'm going to throw you out of this community. I'm going to throw you out. It's a small community. It's something that we built for ourselves, but you're not going to be welcome here anymore. It's like Sons of Anarchy. You're like, your patches are being torn off. You can't rock our tattoo anymore. You're gone. You're cut from the pack. Okay. You want to censor people. You want to control language. You want to bring that garbage. You don't know the living hell that I go through on a daily basis just trying to make these content for you. I have an attorney right now that's basically like, okay, yeah, now I want to. He's so tired. My attorney is so tired of the garbage that I'm going through on YouTube that now he wants to basically review my videos before I post them. This is how, and guys, I don't use profanity most of the time. I'm very careful the things I say, and I'm going through so much on the platform right now. Right now, my attorney is doing like a review of of roughly 100 videos, and basically okay, remove this and this and this. That's why I keep telling you guys to go and subscribe to me on Rumble, because yeah, a lot of the videos are going to disappear from the channel. I'm going to have to probably take down a lot of videos, more or less. Just delete them from the channel, or at least private them. But those videos will be on Rumble, because that's how bad. When guys, it's bad when your attorney now wants to review your videos before you post them. That's how you know it's bad. Because I've always said to myself, I'm on borrowed time. And I'm not provocative like Fresh and Fit. I'm not saying things like these content creators. I really just stay in my lane. And even then, you guys don't know the hell I'm going through. You don't know. And I continue, and like, you know, I'm telling you, this kid just pissed me off. This kid just pissed me off so much. Bro, you pissed me off. Elijah, you pissed me off, man. You pissed me off. You so I don't know who you are, man, but man, you just pissed me the hell off. How dare you come to my channel? How dare you come to my channel and bring that garbage? How dare you? Shame on you. Shame on you, man. Shame on you. Let me see here. Anthony says DEI is just Ray. Yeah, it's that Ray Z is exactly name. That's DEI is just legal discrimination. That's all it is, and it's not legal, but it's just a way of trying to legalize it. D Monster says after we all suffered, it's a negative. After we all suffered, it's always a negative simp. These people just come out of nowhere. We're all suffering, regardless of the. Hmm. Oh man, we've all suffered the last couple of years, regardless of the color of our skin. We're all suffering, and then these people are crazy. These people are crazy. This is why men don't want to deal. This is exactly why men are choosing peace over women, choosing peace over men, choosing peace over friends and relationships, because they don't want to deal with this garbage anymore. It's the exact same thing that I'm talking about in this. That's the exact topic we are covering from this video. Like God, in mysterious ways, this type of thing would happen. This is why men don't want to deal with other men. This is why men don't want friends right now. Men are just abstaining because they don't want to put up with this type of garbage. And then, of course, what does he do? He doesn't want to go. He wants to play a victim. You know? Let me see here. You know what's funny? Little bro, like, let me see here. I think he went south. I don't see any more comments from him. Let me see here. Any more comments from Elijah? Yeah. Oh. Look at, yeah, here he is. I'm an outcast is what I am. Yeah, you're I'm an outcast. I'm a victim. Oh my gosh. I'm a victim. I'm a victim, bro. You brought this. You brought this. You brought this, all right? All right. Goodbye. Let's go ahead and block him. I just blocked Elijah. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Good. He's gone. He's no longer here. He's the weakest link. Goodbye. Okay, let's see here. I often watch Vara Dark, like sometimes, and she's so mean. I like Vara a lot. I really like the girl, but she is so mean. The girl is mean. She can be really mean, but then like you see things like this, and then you wonder how people get like that. And I don't justify it. Vara is such a mean girl. I love her. I think she's a good girl overall. I really do. And she's mean. She can be mean. She's very witty, but the girl can be mean. But then I look at sometimes like the people in her community and they are toxic. And she can be a little toxic, but in ways it's knowing how to deal with your audience. You know? Like I don't want stress. I just want to make content and talk to you guys, and that's it. Teach you about crypto. Am I so wrong? Am I so wrong for just wanting to teach y'all about crypto? Matthew says, cast out to 10 City. Sonny says, white men can be named Tyrone too. These people, these pro BLACK guys just want special attention. Just like the white guys who do it, the black guys they just want special attention. They want attention. Most men want to be left the hell alone. They just want to relax. If they meet a good guy based on the merit of their character, not on the color of their skin, they'll chill and have a beer with them. But these scumbags, they want special attention. Elijah is one of those DEI bros. That's a DEI bro right here. Why is he here? Because he has nowhere else to go. And then he starts saying, oh, I'm an outcast of society. If you're an outcast, then why do you think we want you with us? We're not outcasts. We listen to me. We are not outcast. We walked away. We are men walking away. All right? We are men walking away. We're not outcasts. We've casted out the devil. We've cast these people out of our lives. All right. Maybe the reason why you feel like such an outcast is because you can't. It's because you're a miserable individual. You don't know how to speak to people. You're constantly trying to police people. You're the reason why men have walked away from society, and now you have you have nowhere else to go. So you come and hang around us, even though you don't even like us. Hell, do you even like yourself? Ghost says Elijah equals Judas. Damn right. Nick says, imagine being named Elijah must really suck. Like that's another thing. You come around and you bully people. People can start like if you do this, what you now he's getting flack thrown at him. Like how stupid do you have to be? You go around in someone else's house and you start bullying people in their house and you don't think they can clap back at you, so now you are an outcast. Now everyone's going to talk crap about you. Now everyone's going because you put yourself out there. You just brought that energy. So now instead of people defending you, they are going to reject you and make fun of you. I don't know. Michael C says he probably has nothing better to do than hate on channels. He has nowhere else to go. He has nowhere else to go. That's why I say it's from the streets that they came, it's the streets that they shall return. And he's probably just projecting because he knows he belongs in that city. He knows that he's not out there doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's not out there grinding, learning about crypto, getting his money, building a business and a brand for himself. All right. He's out here trying to, lecture people over politics. All right. And no one wants to hear that. It's just a group of men talking about what the hell interests them. We've talked about video games, we've talked about traveling, we've talked about dating and relationships. We've been talking about a bunch of different things. We've been talking about sleeping on the floor. Talked about Steam, PlayStation. It's basically just a space of talking because men don't really have many spaces for themselves today. And we were not talking about race. And this joker had to go and bring race into it and then claim that we don't like black, like half the channel. We have a lot of black subscribers. What do you want? Guys, can you imagine how crazy do you have to be? How crazy do you have to be? Like, can you imagine walking into a room where half the room is filled with black people, half the room is filled with other people, and then saying something like, oh, I guess you guys don't like black people here. What the hell are you talking about? That's definitely a DEI bro right there. That is 100% a DEI bro right there because it's never going to be good enough. All right? It's not even about equal It's not, guys, it's not about equal opportunity. It's not even about equal representation. It's about them having special privileges while you have special punishments and them being able to control your speech and ideas. All right? They want to control your mind. They want to control your thoughts. This is the reason why people are rejecting woke games, rejecting woke television. This is the reason why Hollywood is beginning to die off rapidly because people are sick and tired of Hollywood. People are sick and tired of the trash that's coming out. Let me see here. Let's see here. Michael said that he sounded like EDP. Damn. Matthew says, give that man a cheese sandwich. Oh gosh. Sonny said Elijah is just one of those woke centrists, like the ones that defended Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 against the yep. Even when the dev admitted to it. Yep. So with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, you have these characters who are not of age in the game, and there's a relationship in the game which is just not good. and it's still on Steam, and I don't even know how the game is still on Steam, because Steam basically has taken games down for much less, and yet they choose to allow something like that. Let me see here. This comment is so funny. From voice. Uh, we've seen these videos before. He said, I see a guys like Elijah every day on police body cam videos blaming race for their treatment after being arrested. Oh my guys, he probably was. I was like, I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yeah, he's been on police body cam footages where they're like, sir, I would just like to talk to you for a moment. Oh, what do you? I'm not answering your question, man. I'm just gonna keep on walking. No, sir, you're detained right now. Okay, oh, I'm detained. No, you can't detain me. All right, I haven't done anything. No, sir. We had a report that there was a person in the neighborhood, doing with suspicious activity. I'm just asking you some questions, and then he just like takes off and starts running for no reason. Right? The cops chasing him like, oh, he's calling for backup, backup, backup. I'm one on foot, African American male, blah blah. She's like, bro, all you had to do was you could just said to the officer, no sir, nothing's happening here, sir. Is there anything else I can do for you, sir? Nope, I'm not answering any questions, sir. But have a good. You just be polite. You don't even have to answer questions. Just be polite and respectful, and they'll basically usually either walk away, or if they mess with you, go collect your money. Go collect your money. There's going to be a fat check waiting for you. But no, guys like Elijah like to create problems. So you're absolutely right. We've seen him before on police body cam videos. Police body cam videos. Nick says that more white people are deleted by cops than blacks every year. So that's not a valid excuse. Ghost says, I recently joined the Crypto Academy. Thanks for making it available. You're welcome, bro. Sonny says, even if I did nothing, I'd still probably take a detain or arrest, even if falsely accused, since I know full well there's no proof. There you go. Just keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut and go collect your money afterwards. Wrongful arrest? Well, that's money in the bank. That's money in the bank. Yeah, guys. Guys, men are choosing peace over women, relationships, and dating. I know you guys, I'm sorry, I shouldn't, I don't know. It's okay to get upset sometimes. Elijah pissed me the hell off, man, but it's all good. But you guys are enjoying these streams. I realize that you guys it feels like this is the direction. Like you guys want me to go, because I used to be, before when I first started YouTube, it was basically just mostly streams. I put out lots of videos. I definitely used to put out lots of videos within 24 hours, but I also used to do a lot of live streams. I used to do a lot of live streams. I will say that the live streams back then were a bit more lucrative, the people back then were a lot more generous, a lot more generous. But but no, it seems like you guys are happy with the live streams, and it's something that you guys really want. And as long as I'm on the platform, something maybe I'll try to do more of now. Maybe even if I can't guarantee it, but maybe a daily live stream. It seems like analytically, and I can't be sure of this, but it seems like analytically, uh, I hate using the word I've worked so hard not to use It seems like the word it's better to pause than it is to use the word But it sounds, I said not It's but it seems like analytically, like it works out better if I sometimes even release just only one video and then do a live stream for you guys, because it seems like that's what you guys want. You guys want live stream. I'm thinking about doing something like Vara Dark, where I do like an evening live stream for you if I can. But my sleep cycle is so strange, but it's kind of resetting a little bit, because like now I'm sleeping at night again, so I wake up in the morning. So maybe like that's what I could do. Like if I'm not too tired and I'm able to maintain it, I can like just do a regular live stream for you guys in the evening. But I have to see if it has to be worth it for me. It has to make financial sense to me to do it also. But it seems like that's something that maybe you guys want. and maybe that's the direction we can go in. Maybe that's something we could do. Let me see here. Anthony Anthony goes, bad boys. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Oh gosh, y'all remember that song? That was so lit. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Like Cops is so 90s. John Walsh was so John Walsh was something else. America's Most Wanted. Y'all remember America's Most Wanted? Is John Walsh still alive? Look that up. Let me see if John Walsh, his poor son, poor guy, is he still around? He's still actually alive. John Walsh is still alive. I'm like a little surprised. Like, wow, he's 79 now. He's 79. He'll be 80 this year. So don't really expect a comeback. I kind of miss John Walsh. Like, I kind of want America's Most Wanted is like America's Funniest Home Videos. It's a staple of America. It's a staple of television. I would love for America's. I don't know if it ever came back, but I don't think it came back. America's Most Wanted. It it got replaced by body cam videos of guys like Elijah. Y'all are really roasting this kid. Boy said Elijah was a sovereign citizen and angry busted out his computer screen and dragged him out. Jesus. Sovereign citizen, bro. Bro, we had a free agent. I'm a free agent officer. I'm a free agent. I'm a free agent. I no sir, I don't have to show ID. I'm a free agent. I'm a free agent. Cops like, oh yeah, I know who you people are. I see how they start to call it like we're gonna need backup. We're gonna need backups. Bring the hounds. Bring the hounds. Yo, I'm telling you, free agent, sovereign citizens. Oh gosh, Nick, damn. Nick said Elijah is the type of guy that studies for a blood test. That is so messed up. That is so messed up. Michael says Elijah was just on his period today. Oh, y'all are roasting him so hard. Oh my gosh. Is this his bad karma? Matthew, bro is getting more attention on here than he has in the last year, bro. Sonny says Elijah Brown's profile reminds me of every football fan. That stereotype. Oh man. Oh man. Y'all really went in on this punk. Sonny says Elijah acted like a TikTok XJW talking about how Trump is racist and using already disproven sources of proof. Yeah, total SJW, total DEI. Like S, Elijah is the DEI higher in the room. 100%. He's that higher. He's that higher. Let me see here. We have Angry Guys podcast, but Angry After Dark. Like, so we actually have the Midnight Podcast. I used to do this thing called the Midnight Podcast. Probably with the Midnight Podcast as they come out, but the Midnight Podcast wasn't live. That was basic. Midnight Podcast was basically just releasing an episode late at night for midnight people, but a live stream. Angry After Dark. That's interesting. Angry After Dark. I like that. Oh my gosh. What do you guys do? Like, I like that. I think that sounds pretty cool. Let me see. Let me see here. I think that really sounded pretty cool. Gauge with your audience. Let me see if we can make a poll. Should we create okay. Should I do a regular live show let's type this up. Live show called Angry After Dark. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and put that. Angry After Dark sounds like a Cinemax spicy movie. Okay, let's see here. Yes, no. Yes, no, I don't know. See, like, those are the polls for yes, I don't know. I don't care. Because a lot of you have no hearts. You have no hearts. Let me see here. Yes. And I had to learn all of these different shortcuts to thumbs up. I learned all of these different shortcuts using the Mac. So if I wanted using the Mac, using so if I wanted to like type, if I want to use emojis quickly, I had to learn how to bring up the emoji key using it's actually window period key. No, don't know. Let me see here. Emoji. Go back here. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see here. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know about so many things right now. What I do know is I don't want any more crap in my life. I don't want any more stress. I don't want to have to deal with. I just don't want to have to deal with anyone like Elisha. Just being so honest. Like, I don't want to deal with the Elishas of the world anymore. It's like literally just block them, and be rid of them once and for all. Because they are not worth it. Should I do a regular live show called Angry After Dark? Yeah, let's go ahead and start this poll up for you guys. Okay. Okay, guys, so we just put up a poll. I don't know how much longer the live stream is going to go. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep on doing the live stream right now. But I just put up a poll for you guys. If you guys can vote on it, it's in the chat. You guys are already voting. What the living hell? Damn, you guys are voting quickly. Like, should I do a live stream called Angry After Dark? I put it up for you guys just now. It looks like it's something that you're interested in. Yeah, this is interesting. It's very, very interesting. Let's give it a few minutes. Let's give it a little bit of time and see what you guys see how you guys register for it.
Less distractions, right? There's a lot less distractions when you don't have this group of 10 or 20 or 30 people that you have to focus on and you have to put energy into. And I've noticed, as I've gotten older, that my spirit and my soul and my peace of mind has become really more important for me to protect than almost anything else, right? Being able to protect who I am, what I believe in, and the things I do in my own sanity. I just can't be around any old body. And I just can't be in any old social circle or any old social event, right? I just don't allow myself to be around any old circumstance that's going on, any group of people. Because, hey, if I'm around the wrong person, the wrong part of me might come out, right? I don't know if that makes sense, because if you understand what I'm saying, or you at least can relate to a little bit of what I'm saying, let me know in the comments below. So for me, it's just protecting my sanity, if that makes sense. So I sort of monitor who I'm around, and I'm a lot more picky with who I give my time and attention and energy to as I get older. And if you get picky about that stuff, a lot of times you're going to find your social circle of people shrinking and getting smaller and smaller. When you were 20 years old, you knew 50 people. When you were 35 years old, that shrunk down to about 35 people. But when you got to about 45 or 50 years old, now it's about 15, 20 people. And as you get older, that social circle of people shrinks. It gets smaller and smaller. Now, for some of you, you may be watching this and you may be 25 years old and can relate to what I'm saying, right? Everybody evolves differently. Now, let me explain a little deeper, right? Because I'm not really a loner type of person, right? I'm not the person that's always super duper introverted, right? But I can be. And oftentimes, I like to be. I don't see it as a bad thing to like being by yourself and having your own personal peace. It's a choice. It's not a bad choice or a good choice, but it's your choice, right? And people shouldn't make you feel bad about it. And people will try to make you feel bad about it, give you a little guilt trip. But for me, less friends equals less drama. And OPD, other people's drama, is not something that I like, that I want to deal with. Not at this age. I don't have time for social conflicts, gossip, or any misunderstandings between people that I have to navigate through. When you have no friends, you don't have to spend time and energy worrying about whose toes you're stepping on, or whose feelings that you're always hurting, or who's emotionally distraught because you didn't talk to them, or these type of things can damage you if you're not careful, right? Trying to interpret other people's motives or interpret other people's perceptions of the world and life and you, it can become exhausting. Listen, if I could choose a life that was stress-free, worry-free, and didn't include all the emotional ups and downs that comes with people, I'm gonna choose that life. If I can choose a life of less mess, I'm gonna choose that life. Now, let me say this, guys. I have some friends and people I know and associates, whatever you want to call them, people that I'm friendly with, talk to here and there. I have those people, right? I just don't have a lot of those close friends. And I've really never had a lot of close friends. I actually have a couple of close friends that actually passed away many years ago, back when we were in our 30s, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. But for the most part, for me, it's almost like it's freeing to not have a big social circle. It's sort of a simpler life, easier. And for me, it sort of makes life a little more, I would say, productive, when I don't have to involve myself in entertaining a lot of friends. Call me crazy, I guess, but it's kind of like on social media, right? If you have a social media platform that you are on a lot, have you ever noticed that the more friends you have on a social media platform, the more garbage and mess you're going to see coming down your feed on?
Guys, other people's problems is like baby mama drama. Let's just be real.
On the social media platform that you have a lot of friends on. Now, just try scrolling on a social media platform that you're on, but you hardly ever visit, right? You have this social media platform, but you're never there. Now, when you scroll down that feed, it's almost boring, right? Because you have less connections, and so you have less mess on your feed. You have less connections, so you have less insignificant stuff flowing down your feed. It's the same way in life. The smaller your social circle is, for me, the less garbage that I see and have to deal with. Now, I don't necessarily want to sound like I don't like people, because I like people. I really like people and enjoy people, and I like helping people. But when it comes to close friends, I just feel like it's easier not to have so many close friends. I like the ability to be able to...
Honestly, I don't really like people anymore. I used to like people. I don't like people anymore. I can't stand most people. I'd rather be alone. And I'm an extreme extrovert that really needed a lot of social interaction, because I take energy from others. But after dealing with people like my own mother, I cannot stand having long conversations with her, because she's just weird. My mother is weird. So having a long conversation with her, she can make me feel emotionally drained. It became something like, once I became an adult, I just realized how manipulative it was never me. It was always my parents. Many of us Gen Xers are older millennials that grew up during the Gen X era. We're just the ones who survived. Many of the people, like this guy, he said that his friends died. Like, a lot of his friends died like 20 years ago. It's like Gen X, it's like, with Gen X, it's literally a situation where, we're the ones who survived, and you get tired. You don't want to be bothered with this crap anymore. And now, I mean, like, this guy's 54. He looks great at 54, but he's realizing that he needs to be very careful with the time he has left. I'm looking at my life at 41, going on 42. I have to be extremely careful with the time that I have left. I don't have time for nonsense, for games, or any of that crap, especially the ups and downs I've had in my life, I'm not dealing with anyone else's crap right now, anyone else's shit right now. It's about me living the best life I can live, and being right with God, not right with people, not right with men. There are people who want to make you believe that, oh, if you're not right with human beings, if you don't love your brother, you're not going to see the kingdom of heaven. Well, I guess that's between me and God. But here's the truth about that. The people who are telling you those things are trying to draw you away from God. They are doing the devil's work, all right? Your relationship with God and your relationship with men are two very, very different things. Your relationship with men have nothing to do with your relationship with God, nothing beyond, your love of man and love of pleasure and love of love and your attachments to the world, okay? You can go listen to me. You could be a horrible human being to other people, but have a good relationship with God, and that's all there has to be. Your relationship with God has nothing to do with your relationship with human beings, unless you are addicted to people, and that in and of it are constantly listening to people, and that in and of itself can destroy your relationship, which is one of the reasons why religion can destroy your relationship with God, because Jesus defines the church not as a building, not as a organization, not as a place. It's simply a gathering of believers in Jesus Christ, where two or three are gathered, let there be God. When you are before God, if you're just even a person, because you're not always going to be with people, all right? And there's this notion like, oh well, I need to be in church, I have to have people with me. Nope. When you come before God, you present yourself before God, you are speaking to God, you're in church. Okay? That's what I believe. All right, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I believe, and that's how Uncle Angry is going to roll. And I'm not wasting my time with people and their garbage anymore. I'm being so honest. Can't do it, won't do it. Not just I have no patience for it. Ghost Walker says, I'm 55. I'm really picky about my interactions with humans. Love animals, but not so much people. Glad that's basically Gen X, dude. That's basically Gen X in a nutshell. We've been through so much, we really don't want any more. Oh gosh. Knight says, I was born between Z and millennial. So that would make you a Zen. There are two kinds of Zennials. So basically, I'm a Zennial. I'm basically a late Gen Xer. And, I was born between the millennials and Gen X. I'm a late Gen Xer. And then but there's another kind. So Zennials is with an X, but there's also a thing called Zennial with a Z, and those are basically people born between the millennials and Gen Z, or Gen Z, and between the millennials and Gen Z. So you would be a Zennial. So you'd be I guess maybe a late millennial. It's a hard one because the generations overlap. Let me see here. Who is my father, my mother, my brethren? Only those who Christ is who could. Let's do this. Check this word from Omega. Omega. He says, who is my father, my mother, my brethren? Only those who Christ is who I should consider. There you go. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me see here. Nice says I'm an older Gen Z. Nick says, I'm not a bad muffin, nor an Elijah though. You're not an Elijah, but you are a bad muffin. You are a bad muffin, Nick. You are a bad muffin. Definitely a bad muffin. Um Michael says, I'm Gen Z born in late 2022. I started college in 2001. I started college in 2001. So that's kind of interesting. It's always interesting when I realize just how young Gen Z is. But I guess that would make you like 23 this year. So I guess I'm just getting a lot older. Okay. Nick says I was born 99. Yeah, I remember that year, man. Y2K. 99 was I don't know, I think maybe did Dreamcast come out in 99? I can't remember if Dreamcast came out in 99. It may have come out in 99. Because I think PlayStation 2. I can't remember the year it came out. No, I think PlayStation 2 came out in 2000. Let me see here. I'll check. Let's check this device. Let me see here. What year did Nintendo Dreamcast, Sega Dreamcast? What year did Sega Dreamcast come out? Let's see.
According to Wikipedia, the Dreamcast is the final home video game console manufactured by Sega. It was released on November 27, 1998, in Japan, September 9, 1999, in North America, and October 14, 1999, in Europe.
Oh wow! So it actually came out in '98 in Japan and then '99 in the United States. So I was right; it was '99. I was like, I was in high school. It's like it didn't hit, and then the PlayStation 2 came out. I think it was in 2000, a year later. What year did the PlayStation 2 come out?
According to Wikipedia, it was first released in Japan on the 4th of March 2000, in North America on the 26th of October 2000, in Europe on the 24th of November 2000, in Australia on the 30th of November 2000, and other regions thereafter.
So basically, pretty much everyone got it in 2000, although it came out in different times in 2000. It came out in March. PlayStation 2 came out March 4th, 2000 in Japan, and then it came out October 26th in North America. And these days they usually just release everything at the same time, so it comes out at the same time in Japan and at the same time in the US and many other regions. But back then it used to come out at different periods of time. It'd come out in Japan first and so forth. But now it's more global, for better or for worse. Honestly, I think a lot of things are worse these days because they're trying to, Japan is trying to become more Americanized, trying to create games for the modern audience, like Dr. Disaster likes to say. I can't stand them. Those kinds of companies should just die off and go away. Let me see here. Matthew says PS2 came out in 2000. I was in the army then. Oh, man. Deb says Gen Z are the ragamuffin gang. I think Gen Alpha is the ragamuffin gang. Nick says I'm 25. I feel old as hell, bro. I saw your picture. I thought you were a Gen Xer, bro. I thought you were a Gen Xer. Like, you looked so old. I really did not think you were Gen Z. Like, bro, you look old. Maybe it's the mustache. I don't know. You look old, dude. I thought you were so much older, dude. It took me a while to just remember that you were a Gen Zer. Let me see here. I got a lot of Gen Zs around, don't I? Knight says, I'm 27. I'm turning 28 this year. Matthew says, Gen Z ages like milk. It's so true. It's so true.
Able to choose and decide on solitude when I want to do so, without the idea that I'm hurting somebody else's feelings, right? No guilt trips. I just like to relax alone. And there's nothing wrong with that. The less friends, the less pressure. The less friends, I guess the less obligations. And maybe I just like fewer obligations and a little more peace, right? Friends and close friends are a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But if you don't have any friends, it's not a bad thing either, if you're able to handle it. Now, if you're mad that you don't have a lot of friends and you're upset about it, then maybe you should get some friends, right? But if you're okay with not having a lot of friends, you're okay not having a lot of friends. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I sort of get tired of these artificial, made-up pressures that we have in our society that sort of pushes you, hey, go be social, get out of the house, go do something. You need a life. You need to live a little, right? All these pressures when people come at you and they say things like that, as if what you're doing right now by not doing any of that stuff is bad. And you need some friends. Well, you're really saying that having no friends is bad, and it's not bad, right? It's just part of these social pressures that we have that keep us wanting to, or feeling like we should have more friends and not respecting the fact that we don't want more friends. Look, I like my peace and I like my quiet, and nobody's going to talk.
So we're just going to look at some of the responses to the poll. And, should I do a regular live stream called Angry After Dark? And you guys, 40 of you voted so far. And it's been about 16 minutes, so it was up there. So So I figured so it's about a decent amount of time. And the responses are interesting. We have 3% of you just don't care, 5% said you're not sure, 5% said no, whopping 88% said yes. Angry After Dark. You guys want a you want an evening show called Angry After Dark, man. That definitely sounds like spicy content, but it's really just guys getting together and talking smack in the evening. Kind of like getting to wind down from your day. Mm. Oh God. Fuming evening. Let me see here. Let's see. Sunny says angry, call it fuming evening. It's peak name, fuming evening. Oh gosh. Nick says 13% of the poll is Elijah. Forget that guy. I want to use another F word, but I can't. So we're just going to say forget, but I want to use another F word. Let me see here. Dub says angry be live streaming every day. That's kind of what you guys wanted, wasn't it? So he says Elijah's alt accounts. Yeah, that guy's a punk. That guy's a punk. Probably didn't have a good father in his life.
You can't make me feel guilty enough to give that up. I know friendships can be super duper valuable, so I'm not downplaying having friends. But it's also true that a lot of people get a lot of fulfillment, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy without a large social circle or without any best friends or BFF. I don't know what you call them nowadays, right? And for me, if people can't accept that, oh well. There's really nothing I can do about that. But I'm going to protect my peace. So there you have it, guys. That's why at the age of 54, I really don't have any close friends. And it's okay. Hey, guys, if you can...
Fluid even.
Women aren't happy. Foreign guys aren't fully accepted. And relationships are crumbling left and right. But this isn't just a dating problem. This is a culture problem. A future problem. Japan's entire society is built on a delicate balance. And that balance is breaking. Because if Japanese women continue rejecting Japanese men, what happens next? If birth rates keep dropping? If marriage becomes a thing of the past, also, what the hell will happen with those robot women?
What will happen with the robot women? A lot of men are just a lot of men are just happy with this right here. All right, a lot of men are happy with this right here, and they could do it even less. You could do it even less. Let me see here. Someone said something like, Matt, I can't show you guys the comment, but Matthew Alexander said, Elijah, I'm gonna just kind of tweak the words a little bit. He does something strange for a little bit of change. He does something strange for bus fare, then walks home. He does strange things for bus fare and then walks home. And of course I changed the words a bit, but you can figure that out. But he does strange for bus fare, then walks home. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Dub says, hey, that's my setup, but I have the gaming PC. Nice. Thomas, don't date robots. Remember the video I used to show you guys constantly? Don't date robots from Futurama. Sunny says, angry guy, turn on Bruno Mars, forget you. If you want to send Elijah a message in his own cultural pilled language, dab. Oh man, I obviously I can't play it like YouTube with the strikes, but dab. Let me see here. Nick says women can never be happy. They want two things: more and something else. Perfectly said. More and something else. Constantly have to get that dopamine rush. Constantly have to get those dopamine hits. Let me see. Sunny says AI chatbots are kind of mid. They really are. Dub says Futurama was ahead of its time with don't date robots. Absolutely. Michael says women are the ultimate consumer. They 100% are. Men pay 80% of all taxes. Women make 80% of all consumer purchases. Yeah. But when the rent is due and men aren't filling the bill anymore, what do women do? What do? They only have a few options. All right. They only have a few options. If men aren't helping them, the state isn't helping them. well, then a lot of people end up turning to the streets. You know, and the streets. You may think it's fun in games, but the streets don't play. The streets are like the house, and the house always wins. Let's see here. Let's see here. Study says men buy, women shop. That's the perfect analysis of that. Perfect way of putting it. Might play some more dragon. Um, what do you call it? Monster Hunter. I don't know. Monster Hunter. Could you guys Dragon Hunter Wild, right? Dragon Hunter Wilds. Now, I might play some more Monster Hunter Wilds today. Woke up this morning, took my vitamins. Let me see here. Brandon's in the chat. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Brandon. Says women are looking for Ric Flair to fund them. Oh man, nature kid, right? Lesnar, nature boy. Da, 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 da. Anthony says men build the world while women watch and complain. That is absolutely true. Dub says some Marvel Rivals in pizza. Like, yeah, guys, like men don't need much to survive. A lot of guys will go play Marvel Rivals. You don't even have to spend money. Like Marvel Rivals is a free to play game, and you can put whatever. It's basically everything is just cosmetic, to my understanding, mostly. So, like, guys, I haven't played it yet, but a lot of people like Marvel Rivals. So some people just basically go, play some Marvel Rivals or Paths of Exile. Path. I think the first one is free right now. There's so many great games that are completely free. You don't even have to pay for them. Straight like RPG titles, like like whatever RPGs. Different. You just have to kind of do your research. Counter Strike is like one of the most popular games in the world, and like look at that. A lot of the most popular games, most of the most popular games in the world, ironically, are free, and they make money through a monetization model of just like paying for cosmetic upgrades. But if you don't want to pay for things, you don't have to pay for things, and there's a lot of free stuff you can get in the game regardless. So it's like, okay, yeah, it's great. I mean, look at GTA 5. GTA 5 is free, but they have shark cards. So people who don't want to actually have to grind, they can go and you spend real cash, get a shark card, spend real money, and get a shark card and load up in the game so they can buy the stuff that they want. And the model works. There are there are a lot of ways to earn money for free in the game, and by having that balance where you can make lots of money in the game without having to spend lots of money in the real world, it's very, very valuable. But not every game can find that balance, nor should every game try to chase the live service model. Sonny says online games for free should be the only microtransactions. Online games for free. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. I agree with that. Like Monster Hunter Wilds is a $70 game. I spent over $100, and like they're charging you for like things like being able to change the look of your character. I think later on, like you've got to be kidding me. And that's just Capcom's business model. It's like you're kind of greedy, bro. You're already charging this amount of money, but it's a small thing. It just sucks. It's like $7. Another way of milking more money out of the consumer. Punks. Michael C says it has woke elements. However, I'm playing Spider-Man 2 again. The game is fun as hell. I just hate how ugly the characters are. I hate how ugly the characters are and all the woke elements. If a game is like super woke, I just won't play it. I won't even buy it most of the time. Black Raven says, this is a man's world and we built it. Meanwhile, women are still saying we don't need men and we built the world. Yeah. They're going to discover how hard life is. Let me see here. Sunny says, $70 for a game. Nah, I'd prefer selling the 7 binary C's for it. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, when you know how to get games cheap. For example, I buy a lot of my games dirt cheap, like pennies. Like, oh, it's $40 for this game. Yeah, or you can just go and use a authorized reseller and get your games dirt cheap. And there's a bunch of ways to do that. If you want to learn how to like get into PC gaming, get your games cheap, actually go and check out Angry's Arcade. We have it's linked in the description of the video where I talk about gaming. Oh God, let me see here. Omega says, trust me, Angry, Marvel Rivals really is a good game. It's like Overwatch to where you don't really have to buy any of the characters. You can just play as all of them at once. That's pretty awesome. I'm kind of a I've never really liked online games. I really enjoy offline adventures where I can just like grind and stuff. I've heard like I should go check out Final Fantasy Online a few times. I think Final Fantasy 14? Is that the online version? I think it's Final Fantasy 14. I think it's 14. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me Google this. I think Final Fantasy 14 is the online one. Final Fantasy 14. Let me check this out.
According to Wikipedia, Final Fantasy XIV is a discontinued 2010 massively multiplayer online role-playing game for Windows, developed and published by Square Enix.
Discontinued? Has it been discontinued? A cross-platform. I think it's still around, isn't it? It takes place 5 years after the devastating seventh calamity that ended the original Final Fantasy X 2010 version. Okay, I see. It's still going, but okay, so Final Fantasy, this is like a different version of Final Fantasy X, I think. Final Fantasy 14. It takes place 5 years after the devastating seventh umbral calamity that ended the original 2010 version of the game. Final Fantasy XIV is known for its compelling stories and is considered one of the world's biggest MMORPGs with 30 million registered users as of January 2024. So it's still going, but it's like, I guess, a different version of the game. Because I think when the first one came out, it was really bad. And it's like, I heard something like Square Enix went and essentially just like almost created an entirely new game to replace the old one. Let me check this out. Knight says Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn is what it's called. Oh, I gotta go do my research on it because I don't know a lot. I've always been a big Final Fantasy fan, but I've been like, life is so busy, like you just kind of fall off with stuff and just say kind of screw it. I've got other things to worry about. Let's see. Sunny says Overwatch more like Overbotch. No normal human plays that trash with how trash it all is. Yeah, absolute trash. I can't stand woke garbage. And then Concord was trying to be a woker version of Overwatch, which is pathetic because we can see that there's all kinds of woke themes in Overwatch, but we just never said anything about it. It's like, let me see here. Let's see here. Nomadic says VR gaming is the best. I never really got into VR gaming. I'm like VR. I don't want to say I would pick up. I've thought about picking up the Meta Quest. I've thought about picking up the Meta Quest. I could have picked up the new one that came out for like $2.99. I forget the exact name of it. It was like there was a deal on it. I could have picked it up over this Christmas holiday, but I was like, nah, I want to pick up if I'm gonna buy one, I'm gonna buy it nice. So I'd buy the more expensive model for like 500. But at that time, I was like, I wanted to get a gaming laptop, which I'm now using. So I got the gaming laptop instead and a bunch of other stuff. But I could have actually picked it up. But I picked up so much stuff I probably should not have bought during Black Friday. But still have it. Thank God for that. Tokay says we need more Uncharted games. I play Uncharted 4 on PC for the first time and it was amazing. We do. Sony's courting the modern audience, so they don't really want us anymore. If they're like, we don't have enough, they're like, we don't have games. Like, we don't have enough games. Bro, you have tons of IPs. You're trying to court the modern audience. That's why it feels like you have no games, you know? And people are sick and tired of that. No one wants this woke garbage anymore. That's why I feel like some PlayStation, like it's okay if you like PlayStation, but it's like a sheeple console right now. And if you can't see like how badly you're getting screwed over with PlayStation and what they're doing, censoring games, like they really didn't even want Stellar Blade on there. They don't want titles like Stellar Blade. Square Enix recently revealed that they're courting the modern audience. They make games for the modern audience. Well, they don't make games for me then. I hope the company dies off. I hope that their brand gets chopped up and someone buys ends up picking up all the pieces and doing something with it later on, But I'm sick of the woke garbage that they're inserting into the games. Black Raven says Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece. I agree with you. I haven't really played it, but I've seen the videos of it. And I don't think that a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 could be released in today's climate, political climate. I think that's one of the last great games where everyone got it. Let me see. What year was that game released? Like 2017, 2018. What year was Red Dead Redemption 2 released? Let me see.
According to Wikipedia, Red Dead Redemption 2 was released for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in October 2018, and for Windows and Stadia in November 2019.
Okay, so it came out in 2018 on PlayStation, and it came out in 2018 on PlayStation, 2018 a year later on Windows. So that's pretty cool. PlayStation got it in PlayStation 4 and Xbox One got it in 2018, and Windows and Stadia, which is now discontinued, Google's attempt at streaming game service, that folded. But it's still around on Windows, and that came out in 2019. So November 2019. So a little over a year, about a month over a year and a month after it came out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in 2018. That's cool. Raven in the comments says, and also I plan on buying a PlayStation 3 and play games that are not woke. It's that's so much the right way to go. People are sick and tired of all the woke BS. Sick and tired of all the woke BS and all the woke jargon. No one wants that crap anymore. People are trying to run away from it, get away from it, because it's annoying. Oh, this literally the saying goes, go woke, go broke. I don't know how people like Vera Dark pull it off. Like, my God, like this girl does her 3-hour, 5-hour streams on a regular basis. Like I'll cry like a baby. But I mean, the young lady is younger than I am. I'm in my early 40s. She's definitely a Zer, but she seems like a respectable kid. But she has that Z energy. I don't have it like that. Granted, most of her people are aging like milk, but she's still young. I'm older now, and I'm still like trunking along like a younger man. But I do it because I have to. This is part of my job as well, making content, and I get tired. So it's like doing a 5-hour stream is like unheard of for me. And she's like dropping videos throughout the day as well. But it's your greatest competition will be competing with yourself. Stop trying to compete with others. But yeah, I'm always impressed that she's able to like put out so much content and then do these streams. And I actually made a video like with like my Monster Hunter Wild footage where like the first time I loaded up Monster Hunter Wild yesterday, I started playing the game, and I actually made video like just I made a video, doing a little commentary while playing the game for you guys, but I didn't load the video. I didn't upload the video to the channel yet because I wasn't sure if that's something you guys wanted, really, really wanted. So, and it was like I need to go and edit it because I wanted to do it just like one like steady take, and so I could just like wouldn't have to do any real editing. But no, I think I need to edit it because like there were so many issues, technical issues. Like, oh my gosh, I have to go and edit the I need to go and edit the what do you call it? Like change the configuration. There was so much stuff I had to do, and it made the video a lot longer. And then like the actual video itself of me playing the game is much shorter compared to me getting the game started, setting up the game, watching all the cutscenes. Oh goodness, like cut it and then making my character, designing my character. I basically chose like a Japanese looking girl, like Hitomi, that's actually the girl. Of course, that's the character that I'm going to choose, right? I'm going to choose a Japanese girl. But yeah, that's kind of what I want. I want a Japanese girl. Brandon says, let me see, let me read this. Brandon says, I'm glad Metal Gear Solid isn't woke. The game really predicted the future as Hideo Kojima foresaw it. Yeah, absolutely. Anthony says probably all the makeup they plaster on now for aging like milk. The thing is that some Gen Z guys do wear makeup, but not all Gen Z guys wear makeup, and they're aging like crap too. So it's really me saying that God has given them over to their sins. The bad little muffins, the bad muffins. Oh gosh. Sunny says only heat modern women get is to red hot touch of me swiping left at the speed of light, okay? Because I'm repulsed. All right, let's see here. Let's go scroll up. Let me see here. Michael says GTA 5 is one of my favorite games. So much nostalgia in that game. Oh my gosh, do I agree with you? GTA 5 was so awesome, but I didn't really play GTA Online. Maybe I should give it a shot. I don't really want to play with others. I want to be left alone. I love just playing the game in my own little world, and like, yeah, that was awesome. Ugh. It's just like I just don't have the time that I used to have. I don't have the free time anymore. I don't. I used to have more. I don't have the time anymore because I'm so busy working. So busy working, so busy grinding. So I'm not going to end up in TTCs with with those of you that aren't getting your money and focusing on what you're supposed to be focusing on. The guys like Elijah. You know why Elijah was crying, because his little butt's gonna end up in TTC. He knows that he's gonna have to be a TTC warrior, but he's like, but he's not that tough. He's not that strong. All right. So he hears TTC and he realizes, like, that's what's coming for him. That's his future right there. And he tries to make it about RACE, but the reality is not. He's just a weak little dude. He's a weak little dude, and he's gonna end up in TTC, and it's not gonna be easy on him. So he's scared and he's crying and shaking, but he wants to come here and project his insecurities on us. It's like, little bro, it's not my fault. You haven't been doing what you're supposed to do. It's not my fault that you think you're you think you're a sovereign citizen, and you didn't really prepare for hard times. Okay, that's none of my business. Okay, little bro, you chose TTC, or TTC chose you. It doesn't really matter, but you best be prepared, little bro. Guys, as I've said, hard times have arrived. ATMs will stop working and banks will chain their doors. And Angry's Crypto Academy we're here to teach you how to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Don't miss our new blueprint. Escape the 9 to 5. Escape the 9 to 5, how to replace your job with cryptocurrency, now available. Learn how to achieve financial freedom and replace your job with cryptocurrency. Check it out using the link in the description of the video below. I mean, this is why men are choosing peace over relationships, dating, peace over women, because men are sick and tired of the nonsense, sick and tired of the game, and they'd rather just walk away and focus on the relationship with God instead of their relationship with people, regardless if they're men or women, because they just don't need that anymore. No one needs that pain. No one needs that stress. It's better to just be alone for a lot of people. Taha, holy freak. Ghostwalker says Elisha will be Tyrone's girlfriend. Damn, bro. And little bro had here too. Right? That's so that guys, y'all remember Oz? Oz is a show that could never be done today. Like, it's so funny because, like, you have this guy. I forget the guy's name. He plays Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man now, like in the Spider-Man movies. But no one knows no one knows how much of a monster his character was in Oz. Like, how much of a troublemaker he was in Oz. Like, oh my gosh, do you remember what he did? Like, was it like Schillinger? Do you remember what he did to Beecher? You remember what he did to Beecher, bro? What he did to Beecher was wrong. What he did to Beecher was wrong in Oz. Oz was such a messed up freaking show, y'all. Y'all remember Adebisi? Y'all remember Adebisi and Kenny? Y'all remember what Adebisi did with Kenny? All right. Y'all remember what Adebisi? There was like this Italian dude in there too. He was like the head of the Italians in Oz, and then he basically lost his spot because of what Adebisi did with him. Basically, he thought that he was going to mess up Adebisi in the kitchen, but as Adebisi took him down and his other boy down, put him on the ground, and then he basically took the Italian guy, and he showed him some loving. Let me see here. Let me see here. Copyright content, 100% of men. I'm telling y'all, YouTube is so stressful. Like you get these things from YouTube, as YouTube like, oh, your video can't be monetized because of some nonsense, and then you have to really just jump in there immediately. Gotta go jump in there and fix these things. And I just like looked at it and I kind of just assumed. Let me see here. I just assumed that it was on my on this channel, and it's not even on this channel. It's on another channel entirely. Let's go here. View options. Can't be monetized. Trim out segment. Let me see here. Let's just go ahead and remove the part that they're bothering me about. There we go. Yeah, it's so funny because I'm here making content for you, and I'm working on other. And even while making content, I'm still working on other stuff. Oh God, let's see here. Let's read some more comments. Let's read some more comments from you guys. It's crazy how many of you are still around. Michael says this is crazy. Tyrone is gonna make Elijah clap them cheeks. Yeah, bro. Robert says I like brothers content. Yo, bro, y'all are mean. Y'all are mean. Y'all are mean. No, y'all are mean. Y'all are getting wild. Dub says Elijah will be buck broken too. Holy, holy cow! No, y'all are mean. Y'all are mean. Damn. Buck broken? Dude. Michael said J.K. Simmons. That's exactly what I was talking about. J.K. Simmons is a monster, y'all. He is one of the he's one of the it's like he's an amazing actor, but y'all, what he did in Oz, he can never forget. Never ever forget that it wasn't the actor who did those things in Oz. It was J.K. Simmons who did those things in Oz. Oh my God. Oh my God. J.K. Simmons needs to be held accountable. He needs to be held accountable. Never ever forget that it was not the act. It was not the character who did those things in Oz. It was J.K. Simmons portraying that character who did those things in Oz. He, oh my! If kids who watch Spider-Man today only know who this man is, okay, and the things that he did that should never be forgotten and forgiven at that, and forgiven. This guy was oh my gosh! I'm trying to look for the word to describe him. He was a menace. He was a menace, as bad as Adebisi. He was It was J.K. Simmons and then Adebisi, because Adebisi was quiet. He was basically like the African guy that just walked around with the beanie on his head for a while, and then basically it's like he just sobered up suddenly and became this super genius and started pulling the strings in the prison. And then he basically got them to bring in a black guy that would allow them to do whatever they wanted to do. And he started putting up sheets, and then he started having his girls, and he basically had his bitchs in there, and they would dance for him. And oh my God, he had one of them in a dress at one point, I think. How the hell did you get a dress into the prison? Obviously they had to have smuggled it in. Yeah, like I mean, even after Adebisi passed away, I remember like the warden was like, "You were just one of Adebisi's girls, all right? You want to talk to me? Don't talk to me like that. Don't you ever?" There was a warden. He's like, "Don't you ever run your mouth to me? Don't you ever raise your voice to me?" Like he's talking about the prisoner. And this was after Adebisi got murked. He was like, "Listen, I think it was the warden." He's like, "Don't you?" Because they knew what was going on. They all knew what was going on. They knew what Adebisi was doing in there. All right, he was like, "Don't you ever raise your voice to me? You hear me, boy? Don't you ever raise your voice to me, little bro. All right, I'm not even talking to you just like this because I'm the warden. You're one of Adebisi's bitchs. All right, we know exactly what happened with you and Adebisi. You're one of his girls. Don't you ever raise your voice to me after the things you've done, after the things you've done and the people you've been with. Who the hell do you think? Who the hell do you think you are?" Oh God. Oz was such a bad show. I mean, I remember people like praised The Wire. I never really watched The Wire, but oh my gosh, was Oz such a? It was so bad, it was good, and it was so good, it was bad. Oh my goodness. Sonny says Elijah got that typical black girl character name, so I ain't shocked if he is a member of a ghetto gang. In oh gosh, let me stop. Oh my gosh. Y'all are really going wild on this guy. He really messed with the wrong channel. Let me see here. Wrong community. Brandon says, "I'm so chill and I don't want to deal with women who went from Barbie to Rose, Blanchard, Dorothy, and Sophia from the Golden Girls." Nick says, "Makeup is a red flag for both genders." Haha, absolutely. Knight says Tyrone is gonna say, Jesus Christ. Knight says Tyrone is gonna say to Elijah, "Come kiss me on my hot mouth." Oh God. I thought you were gonna say, "I like you and I want you." Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way, but the choice is yours. Or that guy's booty bandit. What's it? Booty band? Booty warrior. I'm a warrior. Warrior. Please stop. Okay. You should embrace who you are, even if you're a ginger. That Nick just said that. Oh boy. You guys notice, like, men don't really need much to be entertained. Like, this number just keeps on going higher. Oh god, the number just keeps on going higher. Like, we have 88 people watching right now, and you guys are just watching and listening to me talk and talking amongst yourself and talking shit about Elijah, and you're entertained. This is literally how little it takes to entertain a man. This is ridiculous. It doesn't take much. Literally just talking a little bit of crap and reading comments, and that's all it takes to entertain you. That's all it takes to engage you. Men are so women are cooked. Women are cooked. Men don't need much. Men don't need much at all. It's exactly what Nick said. The only things that can keep a woman happy is basically the only thing that women actually want is more and something else. They will never be happy with anything that they have or how much. They will always want more and something else. They continue to continually stimulate their emotions and give them those dopamine hits. Oh, shout out to Steve. Shout out to Steve. He says, "Angry, what's good? Happy Sunday, playa." 100. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. All right. Nomadic says, what did Nomadic say? I was so pissed off because Elisha came in here, but he gave us something to talk about. He gave us a common enemy. Nomadic Ninja says Tyrone City will be full of Tyrone litter after stealing from Chad and Poncho. Jesus. Jesus help us. Knight says Tyrone to Elijah. Jesus, did I read that already? Let me stop. Let me get this. Smokin says, did you hear about Trump's strategic reserve that will hold XRP, ADA, and Solana? I've been warning you guys. I told you it's probably going to end up being more than just one cryptocurrency. And I told you my favorite crypto, you should all be invested in it. I talk about this constantly. I've written articles about it over in Angry's Crypto Academy. Every single one of you should be invested in it. There's a link to it in the description of the video if you want to find out what specific coin this is. But every single one of you should be holding at least one of these coins. All right? Every single one of you should be holding at least one of these coins. Because these coins this is going to be massive. I already have a ton of them, and you guys should be loading up on them as well. Bro, Brandon says Elijah will become Ellen. Damn. Yeah, Elijah will become Ellen. Elijah will become Ellen. Damn, bro. That hurt. That little bro. Can you imagine if Elijah is still watching the channel right now and just like crying? He's just like literally just sitting there crying and weeping right now, crying and crying and crying because he can't stop crying. He's emotional as hell right now. Kids probably still watch it, just crying his eyes out, crying his eyes out. I think the guy had dreads. Can you imagine like he goes to Tyrone 10 City, he tries to talk back to Tyrone, and Tyrone just grabs him by his dreads? That's something that he's like, bro. You have dreads. You can get snatched up by your dreads. You get snatched up by your dreads, bro. Can you imagine he's in Tyrone 10 City and starts acting up, and Tyrone just grabs him by his effing dreads, just snatches him up by his effing dreads? Oh my gosh, that's so freaking hell, dude. Knight says, "Nah, Elijah's becoming Whoopi Goldberg, dude." Matthew says, "Crying into his pillow, practicing for 10 City." Oh my gosh. Dub says, "I'm getting my reps in right now after work. Congrats, good job. Good job on getting off. Congrats on getting off." Dub says, "Women are walking." Okay, we can't read that. Guys, be careful with the comments because you have to remember YouTube is not the safest of platforms. So I have to be kind of careful. I have to be really careful what I say. So if you make a comment, try to phrase it in such a way that I can actually read your comment, or you can say what you want to say in the chat, but just know that that means that I probably won't be able to read your comment then. If it's like, if it goes too far, if I have to do too much censorship on it, because sometimes this platform is just very, very crappy. It's a mean spirited platform, terribly mean spirited platform. Oh man, let me see here. Let's see here. 82 people, like there's still 82 watching. Like it's been fluctuating between 80 and 90. It went down to 60 and came back up. Guys are really engaged. You guys are really engaged. Let me see. Oh, okay. Sunny says Omni Man just had quite a few years on Earth, so quite literally could be Marvel canon, and we could just say he was blending in and took a while to find a hookup. That's messed up. Took a while to find the hookup. Damn, bro. That'd be so cool if they brought Omni Man into the DC universe, though. That would be interesting. Guys, I would love for Omni Man to be in it. Could you imagine him whooping Superman's ass, especially like the new Superman? Like I don't know if you guys heard about it, but I don't know if Clownfish TV did it yet. Talked about it yet, but basically the new Superman movie had like screenings, and evidently the screenings did not go well. Like people who saw the film, like maybe like people from the studio who saw the film, they're like, "Oh, it's so great," but like evidently like they showed it to fans. They had stopped doing this, but they showed it to like they had like a fan screaming, and it had terrible reviews. Like people hated it, so this is not sounding good for James Gunn's DCU. I mean, when you look at the costume, it's a terrible costume. Like everyone's gonna be rooting for Lex. Like unless he's like just a horrible, terrible person. Even then, like everyone's just gonna be rooting for Lex. Like that's right, Lex. Like fix him up, Lex. Fix him up. No one's rooting for Superman. This weak Superman that's pushing all of this division. Like, oh my gosh, the right is so miserable. The right are a bunch of bad people. I'm a good liberal. I'm a good liberal. Oh gosh. Brandon says YouTube is like the Patriots and Skynet combined to gain control. I'm surprised they didn't pull the plug on Jim Cornette. I enjoyed him shooting on Vince Russo relentlessly in wrestling. Knight says Lex Luthor really isn't evil though. I don't. Lex is such a hard character. Lex does bad things, but it's always been hard to necessarily classify him as like evil. Like there are truly evil people in this world, and Lex is a bad guy, but he's not completely to the point outside of reason. Sometimes his anger and his hatred gets the best of him because his anger towards Superman, that's one of his biggest downfalls. Lex would be so much greater if it wasn't for the whole situation with Superman. Like that's Superman in many ways is his downfall. Like his life of crime, I'm sure he was involved in some bad stuff before Superman came along, but his real downfall was Superman and his anger toward and his HATE towards Superman. That's what destroyed him. That's what limits him as a person, you know? Beyond that, Lex is actually not the worst of people. For example, he doesn't want to destroy the world. Lex will actually save the world if it comes down to saving the world. Like he's not Joker, he's not a psychopath. He's just like he could just be a bad dude sometimes, you know? But he's not crazy anything like that. He's actually, and to some degree, I think Lex can even possibly be maybe a little likable, even a little relatable. I've never been the biggest Lex Luthor fan, but I've always felt like he's not the worst villain out there. You know, he can just be really obsessed. Can you imagine if Lex is just a really chill guy when he's not bitching over soups? He's not crying over soups. Knight said Lex Luthor is actually a genius who let envy of Superman control him. That's exactly really what it feels like. Because if you take Superman away, then suddenly Lex is like he just goes back to running his company and creating technology and helping humanity. Dude, do you guys think about when Lex is not plotting over Superman, or if Superman is not in the picture, Lex is basically just creating technology that can make the world a better place. It's so strange. I think even in some of the shows they portray Lex incorrectly. Like they try to make him out to be a villain when he not really like he really not really a villain like that. If you take his anger and his obsession and his resentment of Superman away, because maybe it's jealousy, something like he'll never be Superman. I don't know. When you take that away, it's like he's not even he's just when if you take away his envy of Superman, if you take that away, he basically just has to be normal. Like it's like everything else. Like he becomes almost stupid and does stupid things to go and fight Superman, and he forgets about humanity. But then you take all of these things away, like you take away Superman, and you take away and he can't be resentful anymore. Suddenly he's looking around and he realized he just destroyed the entire city, and a lot of people lost their lives. And if he can't sit there and rationalize it and blame it on Superman, he realizes what he did. He messed up. He realizes that he's wrong. I honestly think at his heart, Lex wants to be a good person, but envy messes him up. Matthew says Superman looks like he holds the camera for Chad and Tyrone. I feel like this new movie that's coming out, people are going to be cheering for Lex. Like Lex will be in like a power suit, just giving Superman a beating, and it was like, "That's right, Lex. That's right, Lex. You fix him up, Lex. That's right. No, Lex. No, don't let him walk away, Lex. You discipline him, Lex. That's right. Discipline that super simp. Discipline that super simp. That's like no, Lex. He didn't have enough yet. He's a Kryptonian. They could take more than that, Lex. That's right, Lex. He put the work into him, Lex. Put the work into him, Lex. All right. Just like a disgruntled cop. Put the work into him, Lex. Put the work into him. Put your back into it, Lex. That's a power suit. Show us why it's called a power suit, Lex. Show us why it's called a power suit, Lex. Like people are so sick and tired of woke. They will cheer as Lex Luthor is beating the ass of woke Superman. Let's see here. 3 hours, man. We've been streaming for over 3 hours. Over 3 hours. Oh gosh. Let me check this out. Brandon says Master Angry, Conan and Disco Inferno. You keep it 100. You should listen to their podcast sometime. I'll consider that. Nick says, how the hell has it been 3 hours? I don't know. This is why I said it's problematic with men. It's not really hard. It's not really hard to entertain men. Like, what the hell are 89 of you, 90 of you listening to just me rant for 3 freaking hours? Like, the numbers are more solid now that I stopped. Like, I haven't played any videos for a little bit, and the numbers are more solid now than they've been over a little while. You guys are just chilling here, listening to me rant and read comments. This is really how easy it is to entertain you guys. This is really how easy it is to entertain you guys. And I know how men operate. So, like you said, some of you were listening at work. Some of you you're finished with work now, so you're basically working out or grabbing a meal. Some of you might even be playing games and just have the video playing in the background. It's ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous. It doesn't take much. And you have to remember that most male spaces have been destroyed. So being able to just come to the internet, come to like this channel, like I always called it like a bar, and I just work here, come here and sit down and relax, and you're around some other guys, talk crap, listen to perspectives, angry guy crack some jokes, and you just have a good time, and it's kind of like you eat what you want to eat, you drink what you want to drink, you're in your own comfortable environment. You don't have to deal with anyone or anyone else's crap, and people like Elijah get thrown out on their butts. That's another reason why I really need to get over on Rumble, so that I can have this space and I don't have to worry about YouTube taking it away from me, or we can talk more amongst ourselves more freely without having to stress over this will be this being taken away. Matthew said, I'm cleaning the house, bro, keep going. Nick says, yeah, I'm a simple band muffin. I'm glad you're embracing it. Finally gets glad you're. Honestly, I think Gen Z actually kind of like being called. Some people actually like the bad muffin phrase, and it sounds like a term of endearment for them. Realistically, I call them bad muffins because I can't. I call them muffins because I can't call them bums. Okay. I call the Zers muffins because I can't call them bums. I can't get away with it. When I say bad muffins, I really mean a bunch of bums. When I say muffins, I really mean a bunch of bums. When I say bad muffins, I mean a bunch of bad bums. Bad bums. I can't call them bums because you know how the platform is. So I gotta say muffins to disguise my words. What I really mean is you're a bunch of bums. You're a bunch of bums. You're a bunch of bums. You bad bums. You bad bums. You bad bums. Oh god. You bums. You bad bums. You really do what I mean. When I say muffins, I really mean bums, but I gotta say it in a way that I'll be able to stay around. But when I say bad muffins, I really mean a bunch of these bad bums. You bunch of bad bums. Oh my god. Oh god. Let's see. Oh, Ron says can't say burnt bagels either. You start talking about bagels, people might get the wrong idea. Dub says 100% agree. All right. Brandon said, I'm just waiting for wrestling bios to pop up on YouTube. I've been playing my Super NES Mini earlier. Oh, nostalgia. Men don't need much, Thomas says, bartender angry. Really? That's really what it is, though. That's really what it is. That's how bars used to work. Bars used to basically just be a social space for men. Men weren't sitting. Most men don't want to sit around and watch adult content with one another. You go into a bar, you sit down with a bunch of other men at the bar, and you just sit down, you just talk. And you're not even like talking about, you don't want to talk about your feelings. You don't want to talk about it. You just want to kind of unwind. You want to unwind. You want to unwind. You want to release things a bit. Mm, yeah. You want to unwind. You want to release things. You want to just release steam a bit. And men used to go to the bar, and the reason why women fought to have alcohol banned, and because they didn't want men gathering anymore. If there's one thing that women hate, is men coming together, men working together, and men talking amongst themselves. It's like they don't want men to talk amongst themselves. They don't want any male-dominated spaces other than prisons. And the reason why is because they want to control men. They don't like us. Most women do not like us, and it's like it's basically the Jezebel spirit. It's the spirit of Lilith. It's the spirit of Eve. They are constantly vying for power and control. They want to rule over us. You know, and it's nonstop with them. The biggest mistake men make is basically giving women any wiggle room. It's like it's basically my way or the highway. You know, you submit to me, and I'm not going to mistreat you, but you're going to be fit, feminine, friendly, and agreeable. And if I'm not treating you right, you find some, you can leave. You can always leave the relationship. A woman should stay in a relationship with a guy who's not treating her right. There's no reason for a man to be treating a woman poorly. And I'm not saying, and I don't like watching a man treat a woman poorly. I don't like men. I don't like seeing it. No one likes seeing men take advantage of women, but I also don't like seeing women taking advantage of men or treating men poorly. We know right from wrong, but average modern women don't. Modern women don't care because they don't like us, and it's what they're doing is absolutely evil. It's feminism in of itself. Feminism was just the idea of equality between men and women, and they took it and they turned it into an absolute HATE movement. But the reality is that even first wave feminism was flawed. Even first wave was flawed. You know. Nick says feelings are for women, and Elijah's damn. Dub says men want to talk crap. That's why censorship sucks. It absolutely does. They've taken away all of our spaces. They've taken away all of our spaces. And that's the reason why so many men are just chilling here and listening to me ranting on for over 3 hours. Because most men just want to relax. They just want to listen to other guys talk, watch a game, have a little bit of food, you know, and not have to worry about stresses of the world. All of this is women basically keeping us, because women always want more. They want more and something else. More and something else. I have not, guys, I literally have not eaten anything today. Like, I have not had a bite to eat since I woke up. I started working on. I woke up and then like I don't know. I didn't really watch any anime or anything. I didn't play any games. I woke up and then maybe I was like looking over at the Substack over the Crypto Academy, and then I was like, oh, let me, you know what, let me jump on and start streaming for you guys. And I jumped on and I started streaming, and yeah, I've been doing that mostly since I woke up. Since I woke up, I've just been streaming some more. I gotta realize now I have to like fight myself to not sleep too early, because I realize like it's not, because if I don't, it's best for me to kind of like I can stay up late, but I have to. I need to sleep at night. This way, I can wake up during the day, and I can wake up during the day, and then by being able to wake up during the day, I can make this content for you guys. I can do live streams for you, because if I don't, then my it's like completely off. But I'm working on it so that I can do more of this, like have more stable streams for you. You know, I mean, we just have to make it work. We just have to make it work somehow. Gotta work it. Just have to make it work. And I need to bring over my. I really need to bring my. What do you call that stuff? My footage, because I don't have many of my videos, my gameplay videos on my this laptop, but it works out a lot better. I think. Like the condenser microphone right now. I'm holding it in my hand, holding it in my hand like a mouthpiece. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. Just holding it in and talking to you guys. Let me see something. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Ugh. Ron says, I have the opposite problem. I could stay up all night long, and no matter what, if I close my eyes, I will be opening them at 4:30. Years of repetition. I understand that. Can understand that 100%. Black says, women in Western society those does not like us. It's obviously they hate us. That's absolutely it. They 100% hate us. They do not like us. They don't like us at all. They want what we have, and but they even then they resent us. They don't like us. It's a dangerous place for us to be. Western society. Some of y'all are like, I don't care, blah blah. If you want to go find conflicts, go find conflicts. But I don't. I have enough. I don't want any more pain and suffering in my life. I don't want any more stress in my life. I just want to be left the hell alone and enjoy the life that I have left. I don't want people creating problems in my life for me. Just it's like literally leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let me see here. Ron says, I really enjoy life early in the springtime when all the birds are chirping and the bugs are coming out and the trees are growing and you can literally hear the peace, and then everybody wakes up. Damn. Man, you made that sound so nice. And then if everybody wakes up. I like the night times a lot more because it's quieter. I feel like there's less like, especially like later at night, although it's like there's always someone up, isn't there? Always someone up. Wow, 3 hours. So 3 hours and 37 minutes. I mean, it's really 3 hours and 30 minutes because there was like a 5 to 6 minute ramp up time, wait time for before the stream started. But we've been going for over 3.5 hours right now, which is crazy. It doesn't feel like that. It really doesn't feel like 3.5 hours have gone by. Maybe because we were chilling and having such a good time. I know. You guys are like, oh, I don't want the stream to end. I don't want the stream to end. I guess it just comes down to the energy. Ugh. Stretch. Yeah. Dub says, Dub, oh man. Dub says 24 hours angry. Oh gosh. Nick says, I thrive in nights. I thrive in nights through the sunlight. I feel that so much too. Matthew says, birds chirping in the morning. The sounds of firecrackers and sirens in the evening. Had to censor that word. Oh boy. Can you imagine Elijah's here? Elijah still listens to the video. He's like probably fapping right now. It's self gratification. So it's like self gratifying and crying, self gratifying and crying. Poor little bro. Let me see here. Guys, men are choosing peace over women. I'm hungry. I'm gonna have to eat something. I'm gonna have to find something to eat. Men are choosing peace over women. Well, guys, what do you think? What do you think about the name? What do you guys think about the name? Angry After Dark. I think we do. Is that what do you guys think of that? Like Angry After Dark. Maybe that's like that. Really should that really could be the name of the podcast, like the evening podcast for you guys. Angry After Dark. I'm gonna go watch the Angry After Dark podcast. Oh, the Angry After Dark stream is on. That's not bad. I used to call it. I used to have. We had the Angry Guy podcast. Like this. Like what you're watching right now is just the Angry Guy podcast. Like that's like what that's the playlist that it goes into. But the even calling it the Angry After Dark podcast, like Angry After Dark show. Like that's not a bad idea. Angry After Dark. That's pretty neat. Nick says, "Angry After Dark, no Elijah's allowed." Damn, no Elijah's allowed. A lot of people are gonna get put out of society, bro. A lot of these people are creating problems. Or just going to get cut from the pack. Men are choosing peace over women. Guys, let me know what you think about everything we discussed here. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.